Hey guys, sorry about that. That was really weird, honestly, because I don't even have like a notification in my studio about it. And also, I'm thinking about this and I actually uploaded it to my archive channel and that didn't get flagged. So I don't really know what happened. That was really strange. Like, I'm guessing maybe it was the pew pew word, but I don't know because, like, how come my upload didn't like I actually uploaded this to my archive channel and that didn't get flagged. So, hey Rasputin Jean. It's very weird. Anyway, let's get back into it. Hey Fancy. Let's get back into it. Part 2. I may just go back and maybe it takes some time because I don't even have a violation like in my studio. So I don't know. It's just really weird. Really fucking weird. The last video that I've got here that couldn't be monetized was the one after Remy had left. And that was just like because I had music in it. So I don't know. I don't see a notification for this one, but I guess we'll find out. Policy. And I've got nothing like no flags in the policy area. So I don't know, but look, in an hour I'll go back and I'll check, and if I need to edit something out, I'll edit it and then put it back up, I suppose. I just don't want to. Hey Lola, I don't want to fuck around and get demonetized again, but if I do, then so be fucking it. I'm still going to keep on streaming. So they can try to silence me. Ain't gonna work.
Mimi had to go like, yeah. It was a preacher, actually, preaching from the pulpit. He made a comment because it was actually, he was using an analogy about like a mass shooter.
Thank you, Grace. Not that again. Could you stop saying those words?
And hi, thank you.
Hey, Elle. Hey, Carolyn. We're on part 2. Rosie keeps talking about pew pews.
They're not protecting gun rights. Bottom line is they're protecting
Stop!
guns. I want to make something clear. I'm not anti-gun.
She can't fucking stop.
Realistic.
Mother, why do you need an AK? Why do?
Oh my God, can they stop?
So,
can you guys stop talking about poo pews? I'm skipping a bit.
Fair shot.
Belittle people's traumas. Like the little, what may not be small to me might be huge to you. His mom abandoning him made him feel like, oh, I don't want nobody to leave me, and so he started eating people.
Welcome back, everyone.
We really try to, when you see someone with an issue, especially if you're a parent, try to resolve the shit. Like, and I mean, his parents.
Sailboat, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Oh, that's so sweet of you. And do you know what? She is actually due for a new toy because she has her favorite toy there. These Tuffy. I'll show you what they look like. They're like these. They're for like dogs that chew a lot. And destroy toys. So they're like filled with like hardcore, like they're like jam-packed, like really tight with like old rags or whatever. And then they have like double stitching everywhere. Looks like this. Millie is now on her 4th one. It's her favorite toy. And it's starting to come apart. So I will get Millie a new one of these on your behalf. Okay. They're like so damn expensive, but they're worth it because they last her a good few months and she can't ruin them. And they have other ones too. They have like sharks and they have like, she has a lobster as well. She has like this like Frisbee type thing, but the star is her favorite. Yes, Millie loves the starfish. So thank you, Sailboat, for that. I will put it towards Millie's new toy. Thank you. I don't know what happened, EC. I think it might have just been the political talk and the pew pew talk and all of that, as well as like talking about abortion and things, just kind of sensitive topics. But it's weird because this upload is on my other channel and this has not been flagged. And then in my studio, there's no flag. So I don't know. I'll check it out when we're done.
They've done several, like hundreds of interviews since he died. I commend them for still being alive. I don't know if I could have lived through knowing my child did something so heinous, and I was to blame.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that in their situation, they are to blame.
I mean, at the end,
like oftentimes I'll upload stuff like this to the other channel, just so you guys know, like at the back, in the back end. I'll upload stuff like this to the other channel so that it goes through all the checks and YouTube goes, yep, all good. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know what's in it, but YouTube said all good, so I can play it on my stream, right?
at the end of the day, though, like as a severely traumatized individual who talks about it very openly on the internet, this is what I have to say.
Yeah, this is Billy.
Trauma does not justify you being an immoral, evil human being. And I'm not saying you're saying that, by the way.
Yeah.
But your trauma responses have a factor of agency and morality.
I think Billy is one of her friends who also does OF.
They do.
Yeah.
Because
this was from, for anyone coming in now, this is from May 24th, 2023. Hey, the real oh my God, Vlad. The real Vlad. Watch it.
You know, if you get into fight mode and you punch a wall versus punching a person, that's a decision.
When he was killing the animals, they should have done something.
As someone who's done a lot of fucking research, clearly.
And also for anyone coming in, I did give a general trigger warning at the start of the last stream and in the middle of the last stream. General trigger warning. Hey, bossy. General trigger warning for like all kinds of topics, because she's been talking about politics, pew-pews, abortions, all of it. So trigger warning, if you're going to be upset by this stuff, guys, not the stream for you. Okay.
I just think it's really important that when we talk about trauma around people like Jeffrey Dahmer, that's never, ever, ever used.
Why did I pick the trauma dump stream instead of the like, I don't know, something silly
as an excuse or justification for the atrocities that they commit against innocent people? And again,
I don't know
doing, but it's just I need
if they're still friends.
But, you know, that's what the documentaries and the things on TV do. Like, oh, this is why he did this. So
the entire commodification of Jeffrey Dahmer that happened over Netflix and all those theories and shit grossed me out.
And I do think it's wrong that they keep making the families relive that shit. Like, they need to be paid and compensated. Every time y'all feel like y'all gotta put out a little movie about this shit.
I'm so glad you said that, because like that's my biggest issue with the Jeffrey Dahmer shit is like I forgot which one, like which movie, which documentary, whatever. They reenacted
Good night, Bryn.
one of the statements. And she found out when the media was
welcome back, Chi-Chi.
Like when it came out and people started reacting to it on the internet. They did not. Not only did they not ask her, they didn't contact her.
Rosie, I thought you didn't watch True Crime Reactions because it's the invasion of privacy and it's too IRL. Didn't you say that recently? Liar.
Alone paid her, or they should have paid her as a consultant, because frankly, someone did a side-by-side comparison when it happened. I saw it.
Oh yeah, when her brother.
Their acting was like trash.
Like what are you drinking, girl? Is that sauce? Is that just a cup of sauce? Is that a sauce? Well, I don't know if I really want someone like Putin in my chat. That's all I'm saying.
And I mean, anyone losing a family member to something horrific, serial killer, is terrible. But to know that that man ate them.
Is this gravy? Is she drinking gravy?
We don't need to get into all that, to be honest with you.
It's just sad.
It's very sad.
I don't know. Just straight taking shooters of applesauce. Just get that sugar straight into my veins, girl.
The world's a cruel place.
Hey, not Jethro.
I know. So yeah,
jealous shot.
Not last night, but the night before, I came across a screen recording of when I right when I figured out that my stalker was talking to me through a fake account.
Show it.
In 2015, he talked to me through pretending to be his ex.
Show it.
And I figured it out in 2021, and that conversation happened in 2015.
See, this is where I'm interested. Everybody listening is on. She's going to start talking about the stalker. So we need to listen for contradictions, okay? Everybody listen for the contradictions.
My stalker was talking to me through a fake account that in 2015, he had talked to me through pretending to be his ex. And I figured it out in 2021, and that conversation happened in 2015. So I got re-traumatized because I was working actually trying to find photos about my magazine interview. and like trying to get all the emails sent out. I got done, but in the process, I stumbled across this, and once I realized what I was watching, I couldn't stop, and so I had a really rough day the following day, and I got I don't know if you saw my stories that day or not, but like I got my pool, and I was literally like fucking like
Kaylee, not saying telling Billy to back up. Hey, Billy is bed beezing whilst Rosie is trauma dumping. Okay, Billy can do whatever she likes. I don't mind Billy
punching the water. I was just so mad.
Punching the water. Okay, so Rosie, in this moment, okay, let's recap. She is fighting with Rain and Ivy. She is fighting with this guy who she tried to get to sign fraudulent paperwork, basically, because that's like, let's just call it what it is. She wanted this guy to sign off on fraudulent paperwork so that she could revenge porn someone. Yes, because that's what it is. She was re-traumatized by the stalker situation, and she was also like, girl, so much going on for you, girl. You'd think you'd fucking log off.
Mad. Because there's so much shit. Because I mean, I've been a victim to a narcissistic, sociopathic, pathological monster.
That's you.
Quite frankly, I don't know if he actually told me this directly or this was an inference I made. He was just too lazy to be a serial killer.
No one's gonna fucking say that to you, Rosie. She's like, I don't know if he actually said these words or if I just made it up in my head, but he just said he was too lazy to be a serial killer. Please, bitch. Look at her fucking smug, dumb face. Get over yourself, you loser.
Honestly.
Billy's like, what am I doing here? Get me the fuck out of here. And again, the description of this, guys, the description of this is, had a very heartfelt and educational convo with Billy surrounding trauma as 30-year-old plus-size Americans raised with similar backgrounds. Conversation where Billy Billy said 2 words. I started the live with the intention of just dancing and stretching in the pool. So that happens too, in case you're interested in my OF. But if you have time, I think this live is worth the watch. Calm, soothing vibes where, conversation where, and some heavy hitting topics. Hope you enjoy. Bitch, this is trigger warning.
To my hundreds of fat women on the internet with my own fucking eyes. So like, he's a monster, and I've been trying to come to terms with it. And then the other thing happened that I told you about that I can't talk about on the internet. And I'm dealing with that too.
The guy that shared our DMs to prove that he wasn't a creep. Yes, a guy shared the DMs to prove he wasn't a creep because the guy said, no, I don't want to sign these fraudulent papers. And Rosie said, he was just trying to get in my pants for casual sex and I'm not ready for it. No, he was actually extremely professional. He was like, are we doing the content? I'm happy to meet up with you beforehand. She was like, take me on a date, bitch. Hey, free living hippie. Take me on a date. I want to meet up with you beforehand. And then she basically forgot that this guy was no F creator, reached out to him and said, would you mind signing off on this fraudulent revenge porn? And then called the police on him when he shared the conversation to prove that he wasn't a creep. Yes, she did call 911. There is a guy sharing my conversations on Twitter. 911, help me. Make this man stop bullying me.
And so, like, I was
trying to ruin people's fucking lives.
Held hostage by him for 8 years. And when I broke free, he tried to terrorize my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's why, like, when I talk about trauma and stuff, like, I'm so passionate about it because, like, I've been through so much.
Love you.
And that's one of the reasons I'm writing a book. Oh, is she your cousin? Like, for real?
Yeah, she's a family member.
But yeah, so it's just, and by the way, I saw a couple of nice comments, thank you guys. But I'm in the process of like finally like letting go and healing, because when I went to that hospital stay after being bullied into going to the hospital about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I don't remember. But
love you more.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Like, I'm not a religious person, but I appreciate prayers because the intention, as long as the intentions are good. The only times I don't fuck with prayers when people are like, I'll pray for you. And I'm like, oh, gross, you're gross. I know it's not what you're saying. But
Bitch, I've seen you recently asking for prayers, so shut the fuck up.
You know people do that. They're like, I'll pray for you because I'm judging you.
Girl, I be posting all the time. I don't ask for prayers because there's certain people I don't want praying over me actually because you don't know where they're.
But like when people are coming to me with that with like good intention, I do. To me, that's the same as me saying like, you know, like sending good vibes, like, you know, sending you positive energy, sending you love.
Hey, Sally.
Things like that. Oh, one day at a time. Trauma is hard. Thank you, and that's so true. Today's been a good day. Like, I mean, today was a lot. Today was a lot. Like, if you guys have the time to watch my stories, I do treat my stories like a vlog.
Hey, Moo.
Today was a pretty eventful day for, you know, me being, because I'm currently on short-term disability, working through the trauma, working through some stuff. And then while I've been on short-term disability, some crazy things have happened. And yeah. Like a lot of my followers saw what happened the day a certain event happened that I decided to talk about online to a certain extent. And then I showed some things so that way my like hardcore viewers that watch me daily like knew what was going on. When I like inferenced certain things, they would know what I was talking about. Because like I have people that come and watch my shit every single day, and I fucking post like crazy, man. And I fuck with them for real. And so yeah, it's just like I can't even get to walk around like I used to because of trauma. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like there's a book called The Body Keeps Score. It's a really hard read. It's a research book.
Girl, you didn't finish it. Shut up.
Around trauma. And so when you research trauma, that means there's a lot of trauma fodder talk, essentially, because to understand the complexity, you have to talk about the hard stuff. And like, so in the beginning, like there's a lot of really intense trauma stories around like military personnel and things like that, because thankfully nowadays people finally recognize that trauma is not reserved for just military.
Guys, this is a retro. So this is from May 24th, 2023. Rosie was battling with the plus size sex work community in Florida. She was fighting with everyone basically, and it was for her own behavior. So she wasn't an innocent victim. She was causing the arguments. She was doing fucked up shit. Oh, guys, if you're having issues typing, it's because I turned on sub only mode. So go from top chat to live chat, top chat, live chat, and it should correct itself. Sometimes it does that and it kicks you out. I just made it 10 minutes. So people who weren't subbed, sorry, 10 minutes for you. And those who are subbed, just switch between live chat and top chat and make sure you land on live chat.
Happy belated birthday, Giggles. Love you.
Whose birthday is it?
Giggles' birthday.
Oh, Giggles' birthday. Happy birthday, Giggles. So the book, it's like, I think their name's like Bessel Fawn something. Bessel something. I don't know. But it's just The Body Keeps Score. I haven't even been able to finish it myself because the print is really small and I need to see my doctor soon. But
trauma's a motherfucker.
You what now?
I said trauma is definitely. You're welcome, Giggles. I said trauma's a motherfucker. Like there's been ways that I will say that trauma has affected me that I don't really look at it as a big deal, but other people have, like, when I discuss it with them, they will be.
And I want to say,
this bitch cannot stand not being the center of attention. Did you see that? Like, finally, Billy gets to say something and say, "Oh yeah, actually, I feel like I've been affected by trauma." And Rosie's like, random hand movements. Watch.
I will say that trauma has affected me that I don't really look at it as a big deal, but other people have, like, when I discuss it with them, they will be.
And I want to say, okay. The bottom line is,
so those random hand movements was the Rosie's way of like, can I speak? Can I speak? Hello. It's basically her putting her hand up in class. Like, me?
Trauma is a part of the human condition. Everyone has trauma. Everyone loses someone that they love. Everyone experiences traumatic events. Not everyone has PTSD because not everyone has the same brain makeup. Not everyone has the same experiences.
Rosie talking about trauma belittles what real trauma is. Just fucking saying. Rosie calls everything trauma. Anything bad that happens to her, she calls it trauma. Imagine, like, after this week with Millie, I now have diarrhea trauma, guys. I'm traumatized by diarrhea. I've got dog surgery trauma, kind of a little bit actually, but like, not everything bad that happens to you is trauma, Rosie. I can understand, yes, having childhood trauma, something bad happens to you. Yes, sure. But you having to, which I don't even fucking believe that, honestly. But she says her parents putting her on the Atkins diet, now she has whey protein trauma. She was a part of the Mormon church, now she has green bean trauma. This is not fucking trauma. This is just something you didn't like. Stop going around calling things that you didn't like or that were unpleasant fucking trauma, bitch. Please.
And one offset trauma can induce like PTSD symptoms that could go away within 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, for people like me, trauma is so a part of my existence because I experienced brain altering trauma at the age of 6.
I understand that.
You know what I mean? And not everyone experiences.
Hi,
And then
Genesis.
in my life, I experienced that, and then every single day, I experience levels of trauma that formed
Hey,
me
H2O
into what I've been and who I am. And so I'm finally getting.
You let your trauma make you who you are, and it did not make you a survivor. It made you a fucking eternal victim.
To a point where I'm not feeling so resentful of not being able to be who I could have been.
Ooh, that part.
Oh,
it is a hard.
So that's what this is all about. An excuse for her failing to thrive. Dude, I couldn't be what I haven't turned out as I could have been because of my trauma. Bitch, some of us fucking survive and push through and fucking do the damn thing in spite of shit that happens to us in life. Rosie has used it as an excuse for her fucking failing everything. Damn.
And so I'm finally getting to a point where I'm not feeling so resentful of not being able to be who I could have been.
Ooh, that part.
It is a hard
Not being who I
concept.
could have been. You could have still gone on and been who you wanted to be, Rosie, but you're too lazy and too fucking obsessed with being a victim. Dude, like, this is really telling to me. Like, I don't know why this really hits home. She interrupted somebody else talking about their trauma to talk about how she doesn't feel like she's fulfilled her life because of her trauma. Bitch, grow the fuck up and stop using it as an excuse for everything. Sorry, but stop.
That formed me into what I've been and who I am. And so I'm finally getting to a point where I'm not feeling so resentful of not being able to be who I could have been.
Ooh, that part.
It is a hard concept when you were just an innocent little baby.
Not really, Rosie. Like, you know what? Like, shit happened to me when I was a kid too. I've been medicated, unmedicated. I've been in some really, really bad situations as a child. Yes. Yes. That. And guess what? I'm not saying everybody does this, but I have moved on in spite of it and become a stronger and better person because of it. I have not sat and wallowed. Oh my God, like, guys, imagine if my mother didn't put me on ADHD medication as a child. Like, could I have been far more creative? Imagine, like, what's the fucking point in worrying about what could have been? You've had the choices, you've gone forward making decisions in your life. You've got to make the best of what you're given, Rosie, not use it as an excuse for everything.
And some evil force
She
came
wallows, exactly.
and shattered that. And to be the little baby that had to figure out how to grow up shattered and glue it back together with no instruction manual. And that is,
Hey, Lola.
my reality that has always been that way, that I
Exactly.
resisted and I resented and I fought and I bit.
Lola says it boggles my mind how she first goes on about how everybody experiences trauma, but then goes on to say how she's always got it worse than everyone else. Sid says, I lost a parent before I was born. Like, yeah, that was traumatic to grow up like that. But you know what you do? Go to therapy, maybe get some medicine and not give up. Right? Hey, Susan. She's had over 13 years of therapy and has not learned a single fucking thing. Hey, Ash. I don't know. Like, I know it's not that simple for everybody. Like, some people really are affected by things that have happened to them in their life. But I think that at some point we all make a choice whether we're going to be a victim or a survivor. And I chose to be a fucking survivor and do my best in life, not use it as an excuse for every fucking thing that goes wrong, and use it as an excuse to stay in bed all day, every day, and roll around in my filth like Rosie does. Sorry, just me.
Bitch about for so long, and I probably will to an extent always bitch about in a way or talk about in a way, you know. But getting to the place of understanding that I am not defined.
Also, maybe it's a bit of an Australian thing. It's kind of like just like put up or shut up, like shove it down and get along with your life. Maybe it is kind of an Australian thing. It's just like kind of, okay, princess, fucking move it along. Keep it pushing. I understand things are traumatizing. People need therapy, but don't let it turn you into someone like Rosie, who just is going nowhere and doing nothing with her life. And it's all like, oh, well, it's because I'm traumatized. You know?
Defined by my trauma. Like, not just on a topical level, but on a deep, deep level, has taken about 20 years of therapy off and on.
Oh, honey, the last couple of years of
Grace,
my life, especially
that is not trauma dumping. That is strong. Not trauma dumping or looking for pity, but my therapist said that I had the most horrific childhood she's ever heard, and I'm out here living my best life. Fuck yeah, Grace. Love you, Grace. Hugs to you, Grace. And you are so fucking strong and so fucking brave. You could have very easily rolled over and been a useless sack of shit like Rosie, and nobody would have judged you for it. And you chose to keep it pushing.
especially the last 2 or 3. And I openly say this often. I have not known who I was outside of my pain. I didn't know. Outside of my pain.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was outside of that. I've lived in it so long that bitch has been. She's like the underwear that I put on every day. She's with me.
Skin. She's the skin on your fucking bones. You know what I mean?
Like,
I feel that.
I don't know. I haven't known who I was because that's been with me as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And how do you abandon the only thing you've ever known?
Oh, it takes a lot of constant effort and choice. And when you're knocked down, getting the fuck back up.
Rosie,
So
you
that's
never got back up.
fine.
You never got back up. You relied on your boyfriend to take care of you even after you were broken up. When he didn't want to wash your fucking ass, you complained. What do you mean got knocked down and got back up? Where did you get back up? You fell down in 2021 and you never fucking got back up again. Stop it.
I know, you know, that's all I know. I've never,
You know,
I mean, sometimes I've stayed down for a while.
yeah.
Sometimes it took me a long fucking time to get back up. But I got the fuck back up.
Period. Girl.
And it is a choice to stay down. It is. Because getting back up doesn't, first of all, have to be literal, in some people's circumstances. But it's a mentality, you know? Being bipolar and suffering from PTSD definitely makes me want to pray, people don't judge me, but those characters and symptoms are me. They're part of you. My trauma is a part of me. My trauma formed me. It did. I had a massive hand in it, especially because it defined me for so long. And I'll speak for myself here because I was misdiagnosed as bipolar at the age of 16. About 3 weeks ago, I finally got my shit figured out. Finally, I got the answers that made sense. I finally know what's wrong with me. I'm actually what's called unipolar, which is unipolar.
Oh, the unipolar coming through.
And is more classically known as.
Yes, guys, if you check the banner that's scrolling as well, I'm going to put that back up. There's some helplines and stuff like that. Please take care of yourselves. And like I said, a general trigger warning. Once again, I had no idea what this stream was going to be about, but it is called trauma dumping. So please take care of yourselves first and foremost. Seriously, like at the end of the day, if this is going to trigger you, don't watch. You're not missing anything. I'll give you the rundown tomorrow, okay?
as MDD, major depressive disorder. I'm actually having a conversation with my psychiatrist tomorrow because I believe, based on my personal follow-up research, that I actually have what's called persistent depressive disorder, which is basically the same disorder, but when it's been longer than 2 years. And I believe that I developed MDD at the
Never, ever, ever be afraid to reach out for help.
age of 16 and have been undiagnosed. And I believe that that was developed through untreated trauma from the age of 6 to 16. And then, of course, it's only gotten worse. But because, and again, I'm only speaking for myself here, because I was traumatized and had MDD, to be uninformed, and also, by the way, I was a teenager and hormonal, like I had teenage hormones.
I gotta pee, guys. Do you want me to put on something else just so I don't leave you alone? Whilst I go, just in case. Because I don't want to like leave you guys in the lurch without something. Or are you guys okay if I leave this on for a couple minutes while I go pee? Something else? Okay. Hang on, let me look in my cute folder. Hey, Darkwick. Hey, Christina. Okay. There's this other girl who I was like, should we start covering her? Because she's kind of weird. I might leave you guys with her for a minute. Right. This is Bam. Very weird lady. Thank you, Slime Privilege. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $10 super chat. This girl is weird. I'm not sure if she's a cow or not, but watch her for 5 minutes while I go pee. We'll be lazy when you have a cake. Break it down, babe. Let me see you back it up. What's my phone at? 23. Oh, I'm getting there. It does that. It's like, oh, they're promoting. Try spacing out your letters. Space your letters. Maybe it will then. I'm unplugging my phone because I can't be bothered. Bro, look at my sister, though. She has lost that weight. She is clocking that shit. We all clocking that shit. Let me find your name here. All right. Thank you, Bam, for babysitting the chat. It's just like the only person I saw that was live, and I was like, okay, I'll put her on. I did do like a moment where I was like sniping her and like deciding whether she was someone we're going to cover, but she just doesn't do enough. I've been like subscribed to her for a really long time. Like back in the day, I should go back like oldest. Like, how did I find this person? Like, not that little. Like around the same time that like I started watching Amber and stuff, she started doing like mukbangs. That's right. And like just so much drama and so much weirdness. She's just been around for a really fucking long time. There is like so much lore. Yes, very Leslie-like. A mixture between Leslie and Rosie. Always a problem, always a drama, always inserting herself, but nobody cares. Always like some weird boyfriend situation happening. Always a mukbang. I'm on a weight loss journey. Watch me eat McDonald's. Oh, this one. My grandma passed away. It was such a weird one. Like, always eating
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Bam. So, how's your day going?
My grandma died. I'm going to eat a burger with extra sauce on it. It was so bizarre.
In a while. I used to always get it when I lived at home. It's supposed to be only mayo.
It's called My Grandma
only
Passed
tomato.
Away.
They always do their tomatoes so thick. Ugh, I
Like
hate
what?
thick tomato. And they don't put it like on the burger right. Just a double cheese
This is
with
such a
mayo
weird
and tomato.
lady.
I ain't gonna buy a tomato.
Yes.
Y'all might think this is gross.
She got very thick hair.
With gravy on your burger.
Grandma
Why
died.
don't put sugar side of gravy. Mm,
She's kind of funny. I don't know.
bussin'.
I don't know how I feel about her. But anyway, she's definitely got potential. She's got fucking potential, I'm telling you.
Okay. I'm gonna have to roll up one of these windows. I'm freezing to death. I guess their soda machine's messed up.
She's messy. She's real messy. A little bit like Sad G.
We'll do the eyes next time.
All the girls mixed into one. I don't know. I had a heart attack today.
So, I don't know what to do.
I guess eat your feelings, lady. Anyways, back to what were we doing again? Where was I? Here.
Misclassified as manic.
Pappy had a heart attack today. That's right. Pappy had a heart attack today.
I actually was having valid trauma responses that were not being acknowledged. And then I was, I also have ADHD too. So being ADHD and traumatized, along with major depression.
But this is so fucking weird. So this was May 24th, 2023. Rosie didn't start posting on YouTube about this current health journey until July 2023. So we already here have, no, not that timber salmon. Different. Oh my God. Anyways, that distracted me for a moment because like my brain just went like warp speed back in time. Anyways, Rosie went for her autism diagnosis and got diagnosed with all of these things in November. November was when she went for her autism testing. Yeah, I know. So Rosie's telling us here that she's been diagnosed with MDD, ADHD, yada, yada, yada in May 2023. Why did she go and get re-diagnosed in November? If she's just received these diagnoses just now. She said that she recently found out that she doesn't. I do, salmon. I don't know if anybody else does. Yeah, okay. So you already knew you had all these diagnoses, but you went again in November? Okay.
That reflects like bipolar, but I don't have actual mania because there's certain aspects of mania that don't apply to me.
So you do not struggle with mania. Oh, thank you for the receipt, Rosie, because you said that you've been struggling with mania. Happy birthday, Timber. You've been struggling with mania. You've been saying recently that because you are unipolar, because of your MDD, that you are struggling with mania. And I fucking knew that you were not ever. She even said in the autism video, she said that they told her that she'd never struggled, like she didn't have any issues with mania. And here she is confirming it. She had hypomania, right, Elle? Okay, so here she is saying again, so this is the first diagnosis. And then in November, they're going to tell her again that she doesn't have any manic symptoms. Okay, thank you, Rosie. Thanks for the receipt, bitch.
Being ADHD and traumatized, along with major depression, that reflects like bipolar, but I don't have actual mania because there's certain aspects of mania.
I don't have actual mania. Thank you. Let's hear it again. Anyone want to record it? I'm going to let this play. Get your screen recordings if you want it. Ready, set.
I was misclassified as manic. What I actually was having valid trauma responses that were not being acknowledged. And then I was, I also have ADHD too. So being ADHD and traumatized, along with major depression, that reflects like bipolar, but I don't have actual mania because there's certain aspects of mania that don't apply to me. And so what's actually going on is like I have a broken vagus nerve. If you have trauma, you should research the vagus nerve and like the polyvagal theory, because the polyvagal theory explains my entire fucking life. And
What the fuck is that? Broken polyvagal theory? What? Polyvagal explains how the autonomic nervous system regulates physiological states in response to safety, danger, or in life. Bitch, hand in your DSM-5, please. It's basically the fight or flight response, bitch. Like, can you just not be so complicated?
it's newer science, but
Ooh, let's have a look at the Insta story. Where's my Instagram? You guys ready? Oh, bitch. Why is she awake? Are we getting a stream? You know we're going to snipe. All right. Hello?
If I have to perform my pain for you to believe it, losing access, won't be talking to you about it. If you prove you're not a safe person for me to discuss the realities of living with like dynamic disabilities, so things that some days I might be like bedbound, some days I might be really struggling, and some days I might be doing flips off the wall, not literally, but like something that might impress you, and then all of
is that the polyvagal theory, Ros? Is that your vagal nerve is broken?
a sudden you're gonna think like, is she as sick as she says? Yes, because it's dynamic and the day varies. And lots of times when I'm doing things that I enjoy or things that I really want to do or things that require movement with my body, I do a bunch of very specific things to be able to do that. And then I plan to be able to like rest a very specific way afterwards, sometimes for days at a time, to be able to do that.
And so what if someone's out there gossiping about you? You should feel bad for them because of their inability to develop a hobby outside of monitoring another person's existence.
Bitch. Hi, Rosie. Everyone say hi to Rosie. Bitch, we have hobbies. This is just like a little side thingy. And girl, I know you can try and shame me all you fucking want, but I'm going to keep calling your ass out because you're a fucking dangerous predator. You hear me? A dangerous predator. And I'm never going to stop.
Fucking loser. That's loser behavior. They're focused on you, loser behavior. It's giving pathetic.
You know what's pathetic? Is like rolling around in your fucking bed all day, pretending like you're disabled and faking illnesses. That's fucking pathetic, in my opinion. Thank you, Amanda. Oh, she's gonna cry. You guys ready? Thank you, Amanda, for the gold coin. Appreciate you. Here we go. Here we go. Our girl gonna cry because people bullying her on the internet because Charlie went over the stepchild incident today. And guess what my next worst of QLR is? It's worse. It's worse than what Charlie showed today. Much, much, much fucking worse. Hope you're ready.
Hi, I'm actually about to go hop into the pool for a midnight swim. And I'm just sitting here because I've been trying to edit all day and I've barely made any progress. And I'm beginning to realize, like, I had other shit going.
Millie said, clock that tea, bitch. Okay, that's enough, though. Millie, someone just closed their car door. Can we take it down a notch? Millie. Millie. Millie, can we calm the farm? Someone's car door. Sorry, guys. I know it's late and it's probably waking you up. Millie, baby, go. Quit it. She said, how dare you close your own car door in my presence, even though I'm like 500 feet away. Are you done? Can I press play now, Millie? Millie. Are you done? She's like, hiccup.
Going on earlier this week, I got a little sick. Things that like kind of made sense on why things were postponed, but I'm sitting here like trying not to cry because I'm realizing the reason I'm struggling so much to edit is because I miss my boyfriend so much, and it's hard emotionally to watch this footage. By today, I wanted to already have a schedule and a rollout plan, and that's just like not what's happened. And I'm sorry and I'm bummed. Just know I am working on it. I just really miss my boyfriend, and watching back this footage is hard.
No sympathy. None. Sorry. This is your job. If you want to make money, you need to do the thing. I'm slack with my editing and I get distracted and I don't fucking do it. I'm not relying on this for my fucking paycheck. If I was, you fucking bet your ass I would have a video a day. So, guys, let's go through what we're missing, okay? There was a crab cakes video. Hey Jane. Hey everyone coming in. I'm seeing a bunch of people coming in. It's great to see you all. We're missing a crab cakes video. We are missing a Southwest review video. We then, from this trip, in this order, I want to see the makeup for the pool goal, which was you did Remy's makeup and went to the bookstore. Then I really need to see the sanctuary try on. Then I need to see carrot cake. Then I need to see Remy's birthday. Then I need to see all the other fun activities you guys did, right? And then you're off the hook. Let's start with those things. You filmed the shit. It shouldn't be that fucking hard for you to edit it. Just take out the dead air, get that shit up like you always do. Seriously, fucking pathetic. The reason I struggle is gotta sit through your fucking shit, and I don't like listening to you whinge about diabetes.
I think now it's been established. Has it been a decade? Probably by now, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to double check. But all the latest cutting edge trauma research is kind of based in the polyvagal theory. Hey, so
Hey, sugar, you can come up with this if you want.
So for me at this point, I'm just
Thank you, Matt.
that discovery has changed my life. So polyvagal, I believe it's a V as in Victor, A, G as in George, E, L. I don't want to misquote. I've got my iPad right here. I'm gonna talk about the polyvagal theory because once I discovered what CPTSD was, it changed my life.
It is polyvagal. Explains how the autonomic nervous system regulates physiological states in response to safety, danger, or life threat. It's flight or fight, bitch. Simplify that shit. Seriously. Everything's got to be such a fucking drama with this.
They're interlinked.
I'll say one of my main issues. I have several, but the BPD. Oh, that's took over my life.
Oh, I have family members that have that.
Today
for sure, and I thought I had it at one point potentially, because of the genetic factor. Hey, let's see, and then
right.
So the polyvagal, yep, PO.
She can't even explain these things without Googling them. Okay, but there was something else that I just saw. Yes, right, Elle? So CPTSD isn't actually a diagnosis. You are diagnosed with PTSD. Some psychiatrists will say this is complex because it's not presenting in the typical type of way, but it's not a diagnosis, right? Something like that. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be. But the thing that I think is weird is that, like, this is the timeline. This must be post-psych ward. So she must have just come out of the psych ward and has been given all of these new details. That's what I'm thinking.
OLYVAGALL theory. So the polyvagal theory is a collection of, it is currently unproven, which is why it's called a theory, because it's really hard to prove things like this, kind of like evolution, right? The evolution theory. It's an unproven of evolutionary, neuroscientific, and psychological construct pertaining to the role of the vagus nerve in emotion regulation, social connection, and fear response, which is...
She just pointed at her weed bump and said, the vagus nerve.
Actually introduced in 1994 by Stephen Porridge. It looks like porridge. It's popular among some clinical practitioners and patients. It does say it looks like it's currently not endorsed by the current social neuroscience. All the best mental health professionals I've seen believe in polyvagal theory. And one of by the way, the therapist that introduced the concept of me having PTSD is the one who educated me on what this theory was.
It's so weird that she never brings this up anymore. Like, obviously back here in 2023, this was like the biggest thing that she was on about. Now she never brings it up. I wonder why. Was there something in there that wasn't relevant to the way that she wanted to behave? Like, maybe there was something in that diagnostic that said, like, oh, you probably are a very active person who's very skinny. And she's like, yeah, no, this doesn't apply.
Take for that what you will. The theory takes its name from the vagus nerve, a cranial nerve that forms the primary component of the parasympathetic nervous system, which...
The vagus nerve is actually in your neck. It's actually in your neck. She pointed at the front of her forehead. It's actually in your neck. Yep, it's in your neck. Here. In your neck. She points at her fucking head.
The entire process of having PTSD is about having basically a dysregulated nervous system. Let's see here. I'm just reading some more because I just clicked on the Wikipedia page, so this is also this could have biased things in it because I'm not going to like a actual research paper. When I first found out about this, I read a lot of like the actual research papers.
And she's rubbing on it like, yeah,
here. Side note. Polyvagal theory identifies a third type of nervous system response, the social engagement system, a hybrid state of activation and calming that plays a role in our ability to socially engage or not. The theory views the nervous system as being split into two distinct branches: a ventral vagus system, which supports social engagement, or dorsal vagal system, which supports immobilization. Immobilization behaviors, both rest and digest, and defensive immobilization or shutdown. Polyvagal.
Billy's like, bitch, I wanted to come on and chit chat and gossip. Why am I talking about your fucking vag?
Theory was introduced by behavioral neuroscientist Stephen Porges in his presidential address to the Society of Psychophysiological Research in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, Georgia. Work in 1994. I'm from
Rosie's definitely like, skip to the summary. Let's get to the summary. Hey, Wolf.
There forever. So yeah, it just kind of goes into more detail if you want to know more. That's kind of the gist about it. For me, a lot of my headaches are sourced in where the vagal.
A lot of my headaches are where the vagal system is, and she's running it across the top of her fucking head. It's in your neck.
Nerve exists in my brain.
No.
A lot of my headaches are sourced
where my vagus nerve exists in my brain. Points at the front of her forehead.
And where the vagal nerve exists in my brain.
You're such a liar. Oh my god, this is so funny.
Work in 1994. I lived there forever. So yeah, it just kind of goes into more detail if you want to know more. That's kind of the gist about it. For me, a lot of my headaches are sourced in where.
And she's saying this while she's on the Google page, and it's got like a diagram of it pointing to her neck. Like, what are you doing? Like, you've got the Wikipedia open. Someone is trolling you on that Wikipedia, you dumb idiot. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't.
The vagal nerve exists in my brain. Because essentially the belief is like when you sustain CPTSD, which is still currently not like in the DSM-5, because again, this is all like in terms of science, very new. And the main difference between CPTSD and standard PTSD is really simple. The main source of CPTSD is either in very early childhood trauma, generally sexually related, or constant, consistent, never-ending trauma. So like if someone was trafficked for 10 plus years, things like that, you can. And so what ends up happening is, and it's kind of based a little bit in this.
Also, don't we just love the fact of Rosie comparing herself to somebody who was trafficked for 10 years? Love that for her. Like, girl, can we be realistic? Yes, you may have trauma. Comparing your trauma to somebody who has been trafficked for 10 years, I mean, let's not compare traumas, but that was a really weird thing to fucking say.
Distant, never-ending trauma. So like if someone was trafficked for 10 plus years, things like that, you can. And so what ends up happening is, and it's kind of based a little bit in this polyvagal theory as well. Like when you have so much damage to your nervous system from being in fight or flight every single day, nonstop, which I was my entire childhood for multiple reasons.
She's saying she was in fight or flight for her entire childhood. Bitch, where? Your parents coddled the fuck out of you.
When you experience those types of symptoms, it basically creates
the lies, man.
Additional symptoms on top of what's kind of known and understood about PTSD, like the flashbacks, the hypervigilance and all of that. And basically kind of ends up happening tenfold. So it's like a more extreme version of PTSD. And, now I'm curious. I've got my iPad here, so let me.
One thing I've often said with everything that I've been through and some of the people that I know have been through, I could have potentially.
KY Dad, welcome in. New science, laughing. I literally did my postdoctoral research on trauma in children. She's so full of it. Go on. Do go on.
Been a monster, but the only monster I've endured was the monster of myself. Like I have been my boogeyman underneath the bed with how I felt after
Hey, Rugby.
those incidents. But those things affect people differently. And again, like we're not.
You hear Billy being really self-aware and saying the only monster that I really had to struggle against was the monster of myself, and Rosie clapping, but could never ever admit that she is the biggest monster in the room ever. Ain't no fucking way.
Accusing the people that chose the other way, but it could have been so different.
Yeah, I feel that so hard in my soul, dude. And I just want to clarify because I think I already said this, but to put it very simply, CPTSD is caused by ongoing trauma, which lasts for months or years, while PTSD may be caused by a single traumatic event. So like someone can develop PTSD from a really horrific car crash, from witnessing Swiss.
Rosie, what was your prolonged trauma as a child? I do believe that there was an incident when you were little. I'm not denying that, but you're basically trying to say here that your entire childhood was traumatic, and I want to fucking know, what was it? Was it the Mormonism? Was it your parents trying to get you to diet? I understand that there was potentially some CSA that happened, but aside from that, which from what you've explained was like quite a short-term thing, let's fucking dig deep here, Rosie. Like, what actually was the prolonged trauma? Like, you compared to 9 years, 10 years being trafficked, right? What was it that was similar to that?
Was witnessing something horrific happen, and it's valid, and you have flashbacks of that event.
It
alters your psyche. But what can happen a lot of times is when that happens, and especially if you immediately get into trauma therapy, in like 2-3 years, you can be mostly unaffected by it. Whereas someone like me, the symptoms of CPTSD, which I've been classified as having, are also more complex and may take longer to treat. At the end of the day,
stop reading Wikipedia.
Completely, because life is.
Yeah, she did. She said, like, for people who have prolonged trauma, for example, people who were trafficked for 10 years, it becomes, in that case, it's CPTSD rather than just PTSD from one incident. And she compared it to her childhood to being trafficked for 10 years. I bet her mum would love to hear that. Jesus fucking Christ.
Life is traumatic.
I need
Like,
a drink.
I'm going to lose loved ones. I'm going to experience more trauma. It is part of the human condition. I recently experienced new trauma in the past 2 months. Frankly, it's very low on my trauma list, but it's trauma. And my body has a broken nervous system. And the more trauma I experience, if I don't live like a low risk life, could kill me. Like the being in a constant state of high blood pressure, the heart palpitations, the myriad of physical responses that I have could kill me. And unrelated to my weight could kill me, like dead ass. So it's like, that's one of the things why I'm taking this so seriously after what's happened. And then of course, on top of all this other shit, being a brand new like diagnosed diabetic, I'm on the metformin. It's going really well. And I'm so brand new and caught it so early. I don't even need insulin. So my blood work was really good outside of being slightly elevated in the ACL or AC1, whatever it's called.
My ACL, my AC1, whatever it's called, because I care so much about my diabetes. Sorry, guys, I had to go and get a drink. Like, dude, it's Saturday night. I'm having me a light beverage to get through the rest of this, because what the fuck? Can I go back a little bit, guys? Sorry, because there was like multiple things. I was in the kitchen. I was like, I need to say something. I need to say something.
It is part of the human condition. Or the symptoms of CPTSD, which I've been classified as having, are also more complex and may take longer to treat. At the end of the day, you may never be free of completely, because life is traumatic.
She's reading on the
And,
Wikipedia.
I'm going to lose loved ones.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I don't know if losing a loved one, like if you're, like my grandpa died recently. He was old. I took him to all of his chemo treatments. Still didn't fix him. We were caring for him like he was a baby. Had to, much to his dismay, pack him up and send him to the hospital in his last moments, which he didn't want to go. And I sent him. I don't even call that trauma. That's not traumatic. That's life. My dog was in fucking heart failure. I didn't know about it. Took him to the vet. He had to get put down. It was like a fucking 40 degrees Celsius day. It was so fucking hot. Is that trauma? Or is this just life? Are these just things that happen, Rosie? I'm not going to call losing a loved one in a non-traumatic way, an old person dying when they're old, is not a trauma. I'm sorry. It's something that everybody has to deal with at some point. You can't call that trauma. She's going to go on to say, recently a trauma happened again in the last 2 months. Bitch, where? You got in a fight with Rain and Ivy? That's not fucking trauma. That's just life. You get in fights with people, you disagree. It's not fucking trauma. She's fucking labeling hard things, sad things as fucking trauma. And it's fucked up, honestly. It's fucked up. You can't say losing a loved one is traumatic. Was it traumatic? Like, okay, you can lose someone in a traumatic way. You can lose someone in a horrific car crash. That's fucking traumatic. Losing an old person to just being old, it's not a fucking trauma, bitch. It just happens.
I'm going to experience more trauma. It is part of the human condition.
Also, I'm surprised that she didn't fucking mention 2019 and her trip to the fucking psych ward where she had grits trauma. Where's that trauma?
I recently experienced new trauma in the past 2 months.
It's not losing someone isn't trauma. It can be traumatic depending on the circumstances, but if we are going to call every time we lose a loved one or lose a pet a trauma, then we're all fucking got CPTSD, bitch.
Frankly, it's very low on my trauma list, but it's trauma. And my body has a broken nervous system. And the more trauma I experience, if I don't...
Your body has a broken nervous system because you fucking have stuffed your body full of shit for the last 30 years, bitch.
Don't live like a low risk life, could kill me.
Yeah. I love you guys are putting trauma in the chat. Thank you. Enjoy those emojis, girls.
Like the being in a constant state of high blood pressure,
that's because you're fat and you eat like shit. It's because you're fat and you eat like shit. Your blood pressure is high because you eat like shit. Have another goat's cheese and salami sandwich, girl.
You know, the heart palpitations, the myriad of physical responses that I have could kill me. And unrelated to
you could drop dead any minute right now, Rosie, to be quite fucking honest, with the way that your body, the state it's in. And this was 100 pounds ago.
my weight could kill me, like dead ass. So it's like, that's one of the things why I'm taking this so seriously after what's happened. And then of course, on top of all this other shit, being a brand new, like diagnosed diabetic, I'm on the metformin. It's going really well, and I'm so brand new and caught it so early. I don't even need insulin. So my blood work was really good outside of being slightly elevated in the ACL or AC1, whatever it's called. So, you know, I was able to avoid diabetes until 31.
Yes, that's true, Sid. I think it's important to acknowledge that the full definition of trauma is an event that caused a psychological wound. So if Nikki listed things that you do feel you were traumatized about, that's valid. And I guess that's the thing, right? It's a little bit subjective, like, but also like the things that Rosie calls trauma, like eating green beans and eating whey protein, and being put on a diet as a kid. Like, if you're gonna, what I'm trying to say is, if you're gonna put sexual assault in the same category as eating green beans, how can we take either of those things fucking seriously as trauma? We can't. That's why I don't believe Rosie actually has fucking CPTSD. I don't believe that she's fucking traumatized, because if she really was, she wouldn't put green beans in the same category as fucking sexual assault. Fair? I think so.
I was pre-diabetic when I was 18. And, you know, I did reverse my diabetes in 2021 because at that time in my life, I was actually like on a pretty decent health kick, like food-wise and stuff.
It's basically bastardizing the word trauma, in my opinion.
And so I'm kind of figuring out my new space. Like this week, I've been eating more added sugar than I have been. Because now that my meds are stabilized, it doesn't make me feel sick.
Exactly.
So I'm eating a little bit more of like balance, you know, per se. But I'm also just, I'm wanting to go back to like how I was eating a little bit more. Just finding a long-term balance is going to be hard for me. I've already made a lot of choices, even though I've been eating like more sugary stuff. When I did get like
it also minimizes other people's genuine trauma when you have people like Rosie going around saying they're traumatized, and then you find out it's about fucking green beans.
I got ice cream from some place the other day, from Sonic. So they have these like mini things that are literally like this big.
Straight from trauma to food, typical.
Like height wise and like maybe this wide. So it was like I got a little nibbling, and it was great, honestly. Like, and I felt good about it afterwards. I was like, man, I kind of wish I got small, but like once I was done, I was like, nah, man, I mean, I am a diabetic, you know what I mean? And so I need to be aware of that reality. And so, you know, I am diabetic now.
No.
Want to live my
Totally, Sid. And it is right to validate others, because just because I might consider, like, I might feel as though I wouldn't classify my grandpa passing away as traumatic, there are circumstances where that could be traumatic for people. And look, it is probably a little bit traumatic, to be fucking honest. It probably is a little bit, but I'm not going to go around using it as an excuse for why I'm a fucking failure, I think, as well. I'm also not going to put my grandpa passing away on the same scale as like, one time someone made me eat green beans, like, without bacon. You know what I mean? It's all relative and it's all sort of subjective. But I don't want to invalidate other people who, you know, feel traumatized by things, because sometimes things like that, like the things that I mentioned, probably are a little bit traumatic, to be honest. But I guess the difference is I'm not using it as an excuse for why my life is shit.
live my life, you know? I don't need to punish myself for where I'm at currently. And I believe in that very heavily.
I just found out a couple months ago that I'm pre-diabetic now.
If you can, I would treat yourself like you are diabetic. I would educate how to eat, because that's how you're going to reverse yourself out of pre-diabetes.
Rosie giving diabetes advice is going to be one of the most momentous occasions of this stream. Bitch, what? You've just been diagnosed diabetic. You get on the metformin. You stay on it for a few months. And you're here giving other people advice. Meanwhile, in today's day and age, you're sitting there eating literally mango, white rice, and sweetened condensed milk in a bowl. as a fucking untreated, raging type 2 diabetic. Please, Rosie, keep giving me advice. Please. And I'll take the opposite road.
Diabetes. Because I think I reversed myself out of pre-diabetes. If I remember correctly. Yeah, that's what I did in Omaha. So I guess, yeah, I think pre-diabetes is between 6 and 6.5. And so I got down to like 5.7 or 5.6 at the time. So if you treat yourself that way, you can do it just with your diet. I did it.
I totally get that too, Sid. Sid says, I spent a really long time refusing to qualify things I've been through as trauma because it wasn't like a war refugee bad. And that was my comparison. And I just had a feeling, so I said it. And totally. But I also think that's like a mindset that Rosie could take a couple of little milliliters of that from us and put it into her basket, because like milliliters in a basket, okay, analogy, not working. But she could take a fucking grain of the way that most people are like, you know what, I've been through some shit, I'm not going to call it trauma. She could just take a couple grains and put those couple grains into her bag and be like, you know, maybe whey protein is not something that I would call traumatic, like, because it does really take away from the seriousness of the word. And I do think that a lot of us do minimize and try to push out and block out traumas that have happened to us, and that is normal as well. So it is important that people do give themselves credit and give themselves grace where it's due. Not you, Rosie, because green beans are not, I'm never going to think that green beans and whey protein are on par with CSA. Sorry, I'm just never going to.
I did it. So, and I'm going to do it again. Yeah, fuck y'all. I'm just kidding, not y'all. Diabetes.
Yes, and reminder, Rosie just called watching Cheyenne's Emily video traumatizing. Yeah, so shut the fuck up.
Body check you. So, yeah.
What's this body check you and like wanting to headbutt the screen? Hey, spoiled kitty. Why does she keep doing that? It's the second time she's done this whole like step to the camera thing.
Body check.
Why? What? Why? Sorry, what prefaced this?
So, and I'm going to do it again. Yeah, fuck y'all. I'm just kidding, not y'all.
Oh my. Hold on.
Fuck y'all.
Look at those little skinny legs under the water there. Hang on, I got to move you guys. Anybody want a screenshot of this? I might have to take a screenshot and add this to my thumbnail.
Fuck y'all. I'm just kidding, not y'all. Diabetes.
A weirdo.
Body check you. So, yeah, but you know, and that's one of the other things that we were talking about, Dama, earlier, is like how you handle your trauma, I believe, is a reflection of your moral character. Excuse me. Because
how you handle your trauma. Wait, what?
How you handle your trauma, I believe, is a reflection of your moral character.
Oh, really? Okay, go on.
Excuse me. Because I could never, and I mean never, hurt. I could never, and I mean never, hurt people the way I've been hurt. And that's a reflection of who I am.
Well, that's a straight up lie. And you also look insane.
I feel that in my soul.
Never.
That's why.
And I'm talking about like real hurt. Like I've been a shitty friend. I've made bad decisions. I've been unkind. I've been shitty.
On Instagram, sometimes these Instagram things, like the voice is a little bit behind the video or vice versa. It just kind of is what it is.
Petty. There might have been a time or two where I was a little malicious.
It is for me too.
When I was really angry and not being the best version of myself. But I had lines that I would never cross. Since birth, frankly.
Like a half a second behind. Hey, Ruthie.
So
I'm in therapy now, so I don't take my issues with men out on my son, because I know that's something that could potentially
Beautiful.
like I always said I don't want to put my pain on him. He's not the man that wronged me. And I mean, honestly, he was my motivation to try to get my shit
Look
together
at
with
her.
that, because I wasn't going to do it for me. But I have a very sensitive, loving.
Ew, could you stop being so fake? When Rosie tries to show empathy, this is how she does it. And you know she's not fucking listening. She's not listening. She's making squishy faces and putting her hand on her heart and nodding. This is like, for me, very like, I'm acting like I care. But if she was really giving a shit, she'd be blank face listening. She's overperforming empathy. That is kind of psychopathic. Watch.
I always said I don't want to put my pain on him. He's not the man that wronged me. And I mean, honestly, he was my motivation to try to get my shit together with that, because I wasn't going to do it for me. But I have a very sensitive, loving son. He's hypersensitive. Like, he cries very easily. And I grew up with a father. I love him to death, but my dad doesn't cry. I don't understand him with emotion. And now I have a very emotional child, so I need to learn how to deal with that. And then I need to learn how to deal with
the gender normativity of
Sorry, bitch. Billy was speaking and she wasn't talking about gender normativity, you dumb fat fuck.
like a cry and deconstructing and encouraging that sensitivity, because this sensitivity is what's going to land him in a wonderful, loving relationship. That sensitivity is going to make him, form that morality and be that, like, the best parts of himself, and be able to learn and challenge toxic masculinity, because at the end of the day, toxic masculinity hurts men.
Can she shut the fuck up with this fucking virtue signaling fucking ally bullshit crap that she doesn't fucking... Can you stop? Get off TikTok, bitch. Get the fuck off TikTok. Stop it.
Like, yes, it victimizes so many women and hurts. And when we're talking on the binary here,
Stop.
but like, it hurts so many people by their inability to cope with things, because
she's just talking about how her kid is sensitive. Can you fucking leave that kid alone about toxic masculinity, please? Stop putting adult fucking expectations on children, bitch.
Not allowed to cry without ridicule. They're not allowed to express their emotions.
No,
they're not allowed.
No one was talking about this. She just said, I've got a sensitive kid. Move on. Go back to the original. What were we talking about, Rosie? We weren't talking about toxic masculinity. We were talking about how, like, the kid is sensitive. We're trying not to put, like, bad. Oh my God. It was nothing to do with this.
Allowed to be vulnerable, because it's considered weakness, and it's not. It's the antithesis of weakness.
I had to ask myself, how can I raise my son to be a good man if I don't believe they exist?
Wow.
Just because you say body chills doesn't mean it's happening, Roz. You're fucking so fake. I can't. This is so good. This is so good. Oh my God. No, but like, they weren't even talking about anything to do with toxic masculinity. They weren't talking about like gender normatives. They weren't talking about any of that. She was just saying like, my kid's a bit sensitive, blah, blah, blah. And like, Rosie's like, yes, gender roles, neutrality. What else can I say? Feminism. Like, just like buzzword, buzzword, buzzword. And then, wow, body chills. Wow. Fucking shut up. Oh my God, this is so good. This is so bad and so good.
So I had to ask myself, how can I raise my son to be a good man if I don't believe they exist?
Wow.
I pledge allegiance.
Body chills. I'm not a parent. That's wow.
And that's still a struggle for me.
I'm so
I've only been a therapy again since November. But I had to ask myself.
I have full body chills from what you just.
I don't care. Stop. I'm so spooked. You're creeping me out. Stop. Rosie.
Like, I had to ask myself that one day. How can I raise my son to be a good man when I don't believe they exist? Like, because of what I have endured. How can, and it's just like, even though I feel like I've done a good job of not putting trauma on.
Sorry, Billy.
Like, because I'm having to question that thought process, let me go and get this scene about. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like,
it makes you an incredible mother.
Oh, wow. I'm trying. I'm trying, girl. Oh. I want to be able to take care of his.
Billy, all I can tell you is don't take advice from Rosie because she's going to probably go through your kids' emails and then force them to come out when they're 9 years old. So just a word of warning. Don't let your kids near Rosie. That's all I'm going to fucking say.
Emotional needs in a way that mine weren't taken care of because, like my mom was a good mom, but when her mom...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
My mom was a good mom, but when her mom ended her life, my mom's life ended. And she just...
Generational trauma is...
I'm sorry, Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. Billy sounds like she got some tough shit going on. And Rosie's like, oh, slap my chest and do a dramatic face. Seriously.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
My mom was a good mom, but when her mom ended her life, my mom's life ended.
Look at her.
And she just...
Generational trauma is...
Oh. I'm acting it out. I'm acting it out on my bed.
So real, hon. And I mean, that in a way is passed down to you. When my mom lost her mom, but not in that way, but very young. I was 15. My mom didn't get out of bed for like a year. And that greatly impacted me.
What a time for me to get a notification that Paradise went live. Okay, way to dump your mom's trauma too, I guess.
Of course it impacted my mom and it's awful, but I lost my mom for a year when I was 15. And that was right before I lost.
So let me get this straight, Rosie. Your mom, your grandma passed away. Your mother was very depressed at the time, and you're making it about you. I lost my mom too. Girl, I'm going to need to re-up my fucking Botox at this point. Really, I need to go. I'm going next week.
I lost my shit, at school and stuff. That was right before I got diagnosed with bipolar.
Your grandma died. She was old.
But, the crazy, and she wasn't dead. She just, wasn't there.
That part. Thank you so much. The emotional abandonment.
Is this do you guys think this is part of what Rosie's talking about when she says that, her mother, because Rosie has come on stream before and the mom has come on before and said, yeah, I did some bad stuff. And Rosie's like, my mom hasn't always been the mother that she is today. She's been kind of a shit person. She's insinuating my mom was a shit mom at some point in my life. And I really suffered for that. Do we think that this is what it is? When Rosie says that her mom was a shit mom, because her mom was grieving and mourning? She did.
The emotional abandonment, when you have to sit there and see that person be a shell of their former selves, and they're there, but they don't see you.
You know what? And in the wake of that, my mom ended up finishing her psychology degree by the time I was 17. My mom's badass.
So she spent a year in bed when you were 15, and by the time you were 17, she had a psychology degree. Sounds like she was fucking doing more than you, bitch.
And so,
the lies are not adding up, Rosie. Which is it? Was your mother in bed for a year, or was she getting a psychology degree? Which was it?
It's just, I feel that though. So I feel it so deep in my soul, Billy.
And I've often told people I came from a 2-parent dysfunctional home, and they don't understand that.
Hold on, guys. It's my mom. Speaking of mom trauma.
My line of my life.
My father was a workaholic, and because my mom was so depressed and couldn't work, he had to take care of us. So he couldn't attend to emotional needs. My mom was so depressed and on so much medicine, she slept all the time. So I had nobody.
See, at one point in my life, around that age range, between both my parents, they had 7 jobs.
Oh my God.
7. My dad had 4, my mom had 3. And one of those jobs they both shared was running pizzas for Domino's in their free time. Which, when people ask me, why do you hate capitalism so much? Because my mom was so, dead set on us keeping that home and staying in a good school district, which the good school district in Georgia was not that good. It was better than the other ones.
It's not just the kids who didn't have a parent in the home. It's not just the kids that had, it's those of us that had them both, but we felt like we had no one.
I was raised by my TV, dog.
Girl, I was raised by the TV.
DVR, we were besties.
The microwave was my best friend, honey.
I was a Mormon, so I knew how to work the stovetop by the time I was 10 years old, but yep, same.
Yeah. I had TV and curiosity and things I had no business getting into because I was alone. Hey, Panda.
Yep. Oh my God, Billy. I mean, like, I know we've related on a lot of stuff, but I really enjoyed this conversation. And like, now it kind of makes sense why we vibe so well. We have so much of like a similar background in that way. I mean, because like my mom has always been like a workhorse, but like, I mean, I don't know how long she didn't work for. I don't remember actually at all, but I know at least for a time.
What I miss? Do I need to go back?
She didn't work in the wake of that loss for sure.
My grandma died when I was 8. My mom didn't try to snap out of that until I was about 18 when her dad was finally dying. Her dad was dying of
guys, I'm sorry. Can we zoom in on Rosie again? Because like she's so fucking dramatic. Bitch, your grandma died. Your mom was sad. You couldn't even let your mom fucking have a moment to fucking heal. Now you're just making out like your mom fucking traumatized you because she was depressed for a while. And Billy's like, yeah, my mom was like pretty much like depressed for like 10 years.
Until I was about 18 when her dad was finally dying. Her dad was dying of he was an amputee and he had got caught in an infection.
And what's your trauma, Rosie? Your grandma died, she was old. Your mum was sad for a year and still managed to get a psychology degree. Rosie can't relate to anything real.
Had to come back to help care for him. So the abandonment not only started from, them being young, but you didn't come back for me. You came back because your father was dying. You got yourself together somewhat for
Look at Rosie about to cry. Hey, Return of Veronica Sawyer. Hey, everyone coming in. Sorry, my mum rang me. Like, it was the second time that she'd rang me during the stream, so I was like, I better pick up and see what she wants. It was nothing.
But because your father was dying. And I told her this recently. I said, Mom, I said, you have felt like I've had some hostility toward you. And I said, we still have some things to work through. I said, but
what is she doing? Seriously. What the fuck, Rosie? Look at the performance. Please.
Not only started from, them being young, but you didn't come back for me. You came back because your father was dying. You got yourself together somewhat for not your child, but because your father was dying. And I told her this recently.
And I don't know, guys. I can just see in Rosie's face that she wants to interrupt and she's trying really hard not to interrupt right now. Like, she wants to be like, well, me, well, but she can't. She has to wait and she can't handle it.
I said, Mom, I said, you have felt like I've had some hostility toward you. And I said, we still have some things to work through. I said, but as a child, when you lost your mom, I lost you. And then when you finally started to get it together, it wasn't for me. You didn't. I said, you couldn't choose me. And I'm trying to forgive you for that.
I'm not going to get deep into that on my end of things, but yeah.
Excuse me, what?
You didn't. I said, I know what it's like to not be chosen. You couldn't choose me. And I'm trying to forgive you for that.
I'm not going to get deep into that on my end of things, but yeah.
They chose my brother over me and he got a diagnosis and I didn't. Basically, is what she wanted to say there. But there's no way that can compare to the fact that this person lost their mom and their dad and everything was happening and grandpa died and there was an amputee. Rosie's like, me trauma dumping about my non-autism diagnosis is very much like probably not going to stack up. So I'm better off just saying like, I'm not even going to go into my trauma about not being chosen.
Yeah. She doesn't like that conversation. Of course, she has a hard time with it, but
there's currently a cat losing his shit somewhere. The meow is guttural going. You hear it? You hear it?
Oh.
You have a street cat that the community looks after. Maybe he's in trouble. If I heard a scream like that in my yard, I'd be out there seeing what's happening. Anybody else? Just me? Definitely not Rosie. Look how skinny she is here, by the way. She looks young. She looks almost pretty.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Yeah, he's moving his shit. I hope he's okay. He might be in pain.
But I will say, me and my mom are having the best year that we ever had, because I told her before the end of last year, I said, I want the new year to be better for us.
Mhm.
Like, so we've not been arguing like we normally would. But no, there's a lot of hurt there. There's still a lot of hurt there. Like,
Back up, bitch.
it hurts to know that my feelings of feeling like I didn't matter came from home.
God damn.
And it wasn't intentional. It came from home.
God damn.
And it wasn't intentional. It was because her own mom forgot about her and did something.
God damn.
And it wasn't intentional. It was because from home.
God damn.
The delayed response, guys. Sorry, I am sorry.
There's still a lot of hurt there. Like, it hurts to know that my feelings of feeling like I didn't matter came from home.
God damn.
And it wasn't intentional.
The fucking delayed response. Like, she's like, where's that cat? What's that cat doing? Oh, yeah. God damn. Hey, Mr. Hey, stop it.
No. It was because her own mom forgot about her and did something wild. And
This is the most fake listening I've ever seen. Like, this is the most fake listening I've ever seen. Hey, Bell Pepper. Rosie's fake listening to someone's actual trauma story, and all she wants to do is fucking interrupt with her own trauma story. But, like, she knows she can't compare right now. So she's like, oh, squirrel.
Everything she could to save her. She was getting up in the middle of the night and having her checked in, and it just wasn't good enough.
But at the end of the day, it wasn't your mom's responsibility to be the emotional support of her mom either. And get generational trauma.
I said, she left
and
you
are being
generational trauma. Rosie, are you black? Do you have generational trauma? Do you have genuine generational trauma? You don't even know your family. I really can't stand when this bitch is trying to jump on a bandwagon like generational trauma. Shut the fuck up.
Trauma breaker in what you're doing for your son. And that is I know how hard it is to be a trauma breaker. And you
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't, because all you literally live off your trauma. So your family may have trauma. Your mum may be traumatized because, like, you have said that you don't know your grandfather, your Mexican grandfather. That's your mom's dad. That person is cut off from the family. You guys don't know him. You've never met him. You've had nothing to do with him. There may be some generational trauma, like your mom may be affected by that. And that may be why she was so devastated when her mother passed away. What's your excuse? And how dare you fucking act like anything that you've been through is anything comparative to generational trauma and you being a generational trauma breaker? Fuck off.
You are incredible for it. I made decisions when I was 18. There's two big ones that I will always be thankful that I made. Because even back then, I was 18, so what, was like 20?
Exactly, Sid. That's what I'm kind of saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, are you Indigenous? Are you black? Is there a genuine generational trauma that's happened where your people have been killed off? Like, and I'm not trying to minimize what her mom may have experienced, but, like, I don't think your mom passed that on to you. I don't think that your mom's trauma from her family history has anything to do with your trauma fucking shit. Seriously.
About, like, Jesus, that poor cat. I hope you're okay.
Go see.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Kim.
I took a look at the college loan situation and the reality of it. And I looked at the percentages of the interest rates. I knew that
her Mormonism was never like, they weren't like living in a compound. It was nothing like that. It was just like living in the suburbs in fucking Georgia, and they believed in the Mormon way of things. They went to church on Sunday. It wasn't something that I would consider personally to be a traumatizing experience. Her experience of the church, in my opinion, not traumatizing.
Knew that my dad hadn't finished school, and he talked about how he was telling me how, like, basically the actual amount's barely gone down at all, and it had been at that point, 10, almost 20 years. And I was like, how is that going to get better? Like, I remember like, asking questions.
Can we go and check that cat? Can we go check that cat? Is that cat okay?
2010, people were still
Tyler
like,
Fake.
you have to go to college, you have to go to college, you have to get a degree, or you will be homeless and all that shit, right? Like, fuck technical degrees because you.
Bitch, like everybody's parents did that. Like, girl, you better go to college, you better get a good education, otherwise you're gonna be a bum. Everyone's parents did that. It's not fucking trauma. Moving along.
Fuck manual labor, even though that's a very respectable profession, you still suck if you do it. It was that whole mentality. And so I just remember, and like I knew I dropped out. I attended high school for 4 years. I completed 3 years because I was so horrifically bullied. My mental health was so horrifically not handled correctly. I had so many issues going on that I just didn't get to play the game to get the degree because I was smart enough. I just wasn't supported enough. And so I got my GED so quickly because I attended high school for 4 years. I completed 3 years because I was so horrifically bullied. My mental health was so horrifically not handled correctly. I had so many issues going on that I just didn't get to play the game to get the degree because I was smart enough. I just wasn't supported enough. And so I got my GED.
Hey, Yuhari. Good to see you, girl. How are you? I did 4 years of high school and something, and I couldn't get the degree. Girl, you couldn't get the fucking end of school certificate. Let's be fucking real. You did get your GED eventually, but.
Yeah, I attended high school for 4 years.
Oh, she means diploma. There you go. Her high school diploma, not her high school degree.
I did 3 years because I was so horrifically bullied. My mental health was so horrifically not handled correctly. I had so many issues going on that I just didn't get to play the game to get the degree because I was smart enough. I just wasn't supported enough.
I was smart enough. I just wasn't supported enough. AKA, my brother got diagnosed autistic and was treated like an autistic child, and I wasn't. Guys, I think this is why Rosie says that her childhood and like that's why she blames everything on her parents, because we've heard multiple times here like her trying to put this on her mom. Her mom spent a year in bed. Her mom got the psychology degree somehow while she was in bed. Rosie didn't finish high school because she wasn't supported enough. This all goes back to, and I do believe it all goes back to, my parents didn't treat me like an autistic child as they did to my brother, and it's all their fault that I'm a failure. We all love Yohari's videos.
And so I got my GED so quickly because, and I got it for free because you're supposed to do like 40 hours of work, and they gave me all of the work plus all of the extra work, and I got it all done in like 35 hours, and they were like, we don't need more work for you, so we'll just like sign the paperwork and you're fine. But I made the decision to not go to college because we couldn't afford it, and the only other options was loans. And I, in my heart, knew that if I went to school, I would probably repeat what my dad did, which was go for like a year, maybe 2, not finish, and now he's just stuck with these loans that still I don't think are fully paid off. And I'm 31. So
it's just so sad.
I'm not sure about that, Lee. I do think that there may have been a situation where she fell behind and she was going to have to repeat. For some reason, that sticks out in my head. She may have had to repeat the grade or something like that. And so it was like, fuck it. I'm going to be bullied so fucking badly now. Let me get out. I think that might have been, but don't quote me. I feel like it was that situation. And yeah, like she's like, oh, the only way I could go to college is if I was to get a huge loan. Rosie, that's most people owe money on their degrees, and that's why they go and they get a job afterwards with that degree. Also, I worked throughout my entire degree. I was working on the weekends and I was nannying. I would sometimes have to leave university to go and pick up kids from school because I was like, money, study, money, study. You just do what you got to fucking do, bitch. And it's not, you can't blame your parents for everything forever. Seriously, you can't.
Sad that we are brain, and I'm not college. We are, as we know, college is not for everybody. People are brainwashed to believe that they need to go and go to college forever.
And it's another byproduct of fucking capitalism, because the reason we're brainwashed that way, the reason it's all of that is because the debt is what is used by the elites of our country to hold people down, because it is illegal to have these horrifically.
I owed the government like almost 40 grand for my degree. and then it sounds really bad. Unfortunately, then someone died, and I was able to pay it off with the money that was left. But like, that's just the experience of most people. Most people aren't, and I hate to say like lucky enough to be able to pay it off, because it's never lucky if someone passes away, but you know what I mean? Like, most people can never pay that shit off until they're working, and they pay it off bit by bit as they work in the job that they get from the degree.
Just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just monstrous practices that, like,
I didn't want to owe the government money.
but just predatory. They're predatory. They prey on the hopes and dreams of people. And it's
And then that
wrong.
causes you to get out of jail and you can't get the job, or not get out of jail.
Salmon, where are they paying that kind of money for feet pics, girl? I need to know. For my friend.
They get out of college and they think they're going to go right into getting a job, and then they're like devastated. I've paid thousands of dollars for an education, and now I can't get a job. I'm having to work.
And then they're still living at their parents' house, like, which literally me, you know what I mean? But like, that's the thing is, like, they do all that work, they get in that spot, and then like they're still being a Starbucks barista, and they're still living at their parents' house, and that's not their fault.
Most people's goal in doing a degree, going to college, going to university, most people's goal is to finish their degree and get a job in that field, and then pay off their loans by doing that job. The reason that Rosie would never take something on like that is because it's like, she knows she would go to college, bum around for like 4 years, and then not go and get a job, and the debt would just sit there. Like, also, what happened to all of her fucking medical debt that she had? She had like a good chunk of medical debt. I guess that's just gone away.
Oh, it's the system's fault.
Period.
It's not their fault. They're not bad for it, but they're set up in this capitalistic system that teaches us to blame ourselves for that shit. And so it's just like one of those things where, like,
Ruthie says, what's wrong with being frugal and staying with family if you get along? Well, hey, guess what? She's talking about people who are working as baristas and living with their family to try and pay off their student loans. Rosie's doing that without a fucking student loan. So what's her fucking excuse? She doesn't even have a barista job. She sits and eats on camera all day, every day, and lives with her family and doesn't have a college debt.
Or you get lucky. You know what I mean? And maybe you're the anecdotal example that you did get that job and da-da-da-da-da, right? But like, that's not how it is for everyone, because what state you're in, your resources, your background, frankly, like the color of your skin, so many factors go into like what access you do or don't get. And it's wrong. And I just wanted to quickly go back for a second, because there was a second thing that I was saying. That was the first decision, was the college loans. And then when I was a Mormon, when I was like a little girl, and like we were doing our little activities, and they had us like plan our future weddings when we were like fucking 12, and like our families and lives. Like, I was literally like, I want to have 6 kids. I want to have 12 kids. And then when I turned like 16, 8, 19, I was like, nah. And
when I turned 16, 19.
I flip-flopped on this a lot, but I decided really young not to have kids, and to be like careful about who I dated, how I dated. And like around that time I left Mormonism and all that. And I made the decision like to do everything I can to, like, you know, not get pregnant young. And eventually I was like, I'm just not gonna have kids. And for me, that is a decision I made to break trauma. That's not the decision for everyone.
Are you trying to shame Billy for having kids as a traumatized person, or what? This was after she had slept with 10 men in a night, according to her. I don't believe it, but anyway. And also, still to this day, has never had a cervical exam, has never been to the gyno. Very, very problematic, guys. And I have brought this up multiple times. The fact that Rosie has had so much sex in her life, according to her, and like, we've seen that people's weight can contribute to their risks of cervical cancer and the like. We've seen Life by Jen, Amber, and Foodie all have issues with their female organs, and she still hasn't done it. Guys, please get your mammograms, get your fucking cervix screenings, if you're old, get your booty hole checked. Like, do the things you have to do. Don't be dumb like Rosie.
For everyone, you can break trauma with a family. In fact, you can do that and create a new line of enlightened, you know, emotionally mature children and adults. We need more of that shit. So, you know, So when there are parents that put their kids in therapy, but even more importantly, put themselves in therapy, even if you think you don't need it, you'd be amazed what you learn about yourself just by sitting on that couch with a good therapist and knows how to be a psychological mirror.
Kim, get your
Because at the end
endoscopy
of the day, even
and
if
your
you don't need therapy, you
colonoscopy.
need therapy to deal with the people that refuse to go to therapy and need it.
Girl, that part. Not that hard.
Yeah. So, that on that.
Oh, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook yet, but oh my gosh, my sweet piggies.
How they doing? How are the piggies?
Look at them.
Oh my goodness.
Them after they ate this afternoon.
By the way, I'm still an asshole who hasn't watched your video yet because my life has been so insane. I really want to watch it though, and I'm a jackass for not watching it sooner. Someone said it's funny that you can get a loan.
Yes, salmon. Anyone over 40. Chris did it today. She was brave. She went and got the boob squish, or not today, the other day. Chris went and got the boob squish yesterday. Get your boob squish, get your colonoscopy, get your endoscopy, get your cervical screening. That shit's important. Send your poo in to the doctor, whatever it is. Like here, they like send you a thing sometimes in the mail. Like I don't get it because I'm not 40 yet, but like I think my mom gets it. It's like a thing that goes in the mail and they're like, here's a giant swab, go and poke your poo and then send it to us. I'm like, okay, doctor in the mail. Guys, but it is important. Go and do your things. Go and do your things. Once you're over 40, you have to start looking after the body that's falling apart, okay?
Loan from the bank for everything, but starting a business. Yeah, because we make a lot more profit as the backs to be stepped on for corporations
Shut
than we
up,
do
Rosie.
for being self-sufficient business starters. Because there's a reason I'm so pro small business, and capitalism pretends.
Rosie is so pro small business that she shops on fucking Amazon and TikTok shop, girl. Yes, Rosie, tell us how to be anti-capitalist queens like you. You're doing the damn thing.
To support small businesses. Because the most profit comes
Hey, Colbin.
from corporations. For the
That's a lot.
elite and the higher ups. Off of the backs of the exploited.
Shut up, Rosie. You shop on Amazon and fucking TikTok. I think Rosie single-handedly supports more child labor than this entire chat put together, just with her Amazon purchases and her shit that she buys off TikTok shop.
And it's just fundamental truths that so many people are not willing to deconstruct because it would mean that they would have to reevaluate so many other things. Because one of the reasons that like I'm so like, what the fuck?
The only time I ever shop on Amazon, if I'm honest, like in the past, I've bought books on Amazon, secondhand books. I've done that. And I also bought something from Millie. In my community post, that pink collar, I got that from Amazon because it's a certain type of collar. It's not like a choke chain one, but it's one of those ones that when they pull, it goes tighter and without being a choker. And there's not that many of them around here locally. And also these like antibacterial wipes for dogs. I got those things from Amazon. I can't think of anything else that I got from Amazon recently, but it's not like an everyday thing like it is for Rosie. It's like if I need something and I can't get it here locally in Australia, then yeah, I'll order it on there. Yeah, martingale collar. That's the one. Thank you, Mamie Bell.
About like the American beauty standard,
I gotta feed her.
Cultural impacts of a lot of things is because so much of it is based in the systemic issues of capitalism. Like, for example, you know, a lot of product lines, a lot of companies create like 3, 5, 8 lines of products, and like they want to sell you the full line. So they pay all these researchers and these scientists to come up with all this research and reasons as to why you need the shampoo and the conditioner and the oil and the cream and the foam and the spray and the this and the that, when in actuality, all the buildup of these products harms, and let's say hair, for example, or skin, harms your hair or skin more. And really, all you need is a basic cleanser and maybe like some coconut oil. And maybe not literally coconut oil.
Rosie, so why is your hair so fucking disgusting and greasy if you know everything about it?
It could be another oil, jojoba oil. I don't fucking know. Rosemary oil, fucking your mama's oil. I don't know. You know, and simplifying your life.
How much longer we got left?
Anti-capitalist, because they can't capitalize on you if there isn't room for your money to be spent and to collect and to.
We've got about 20 minutes left. I think I'm going to feed the dog. If you guys are okay, come on with me. Might be a bit noisy in there.
Hoard. Because that greed, all of that feeds the monster that is capitalism. And most of the time, the people that are pro-capitalists, like
this is not the stream, but she did this stream with Billy and one other girl where she was like heavily using the AAVE. She was talking about like, where can I buy a bonnet? Where can I buy a bonnet? Where can I performatively support Black business? I can't look into it myself. My Black friends, could you find it for me? And she then went on to talk about how she was a fat ANA. You know what the condition to do with the food that we don't say on YouTube and we don't say in the chat and we don't say out loud. And that's why I got demonetized last time, was because she was on a stream with these girls talking about how she's a fat ANA. Yes. And using AAV and just being so fucking belligerent. I think the stream is still up, guys, because so what happened was I was playing the thing like this. I was playing the Instagram stream like this on a stream, and when it was in the middle of the stream, YouTube didn't clock it. But when I tried to post the clip, because I clipped it obviously, and tried to post that on YouTube, even when it was censored, it's like YouTube knew, and I kept trying to repost it and repost it and repost it. Yes, the Tess Holiday vibe. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. And that's when I got demonetized, because I 9 times I tried to post that video. I kept editing it, but yeah, it kept getting flagged. Anyway, so I think when I watch these things in the middle of a stream, it doesn't get flagged, but when I post it as a clip, it does. So I think the stream is still up. It's probably in the pre-YouTube Rosie section of the channel. So I think I have a playlist for that. So check that out if you want to. It's also on Twitter if you guys want it. I've posted multiple different occasions of Rosie saying that she's a fat ANA. And yeah, she really was on that around about this time.
Like, and what I mean by that is like people who are educated on the topic and are still pro-capitalists are the people that want to capitalize and hoard money and be rich and frankly worship money more than they care about the morality behind it. And they may not view it that way because a lot of people.
I don't know, Colbin. I'm not risking it again. I got demonetized for 3 months for that one clip. So I'm not doing it again. But I do think that it still exists in a stream that is up on this channel, and it also exists on Twitter.
A lot of those people, especially, they view themselves as like a good person. They view themselves as someone who may be caring or giving or whatever. But it boils down to like when they're alone in a room and no one is watching, are they really?
Mm-hmm. You know, do you ever wonder? I personally sit and wonder sometimes, are we really talking about the United States of America? Are we really in a progressive society?
No. We are in a glorified, this might not be the right wording, because I was going to say third world country, but that's not true. That's not what I mean. Like second world, like in terms of like, we've got the internet access, right? We've got the phones, we've got the food, but millions of us are starving.
Rosie, you don't get to be 600 fucking pounds in a second world country, bitch. Shut the fuck up, you dumb idiot.
Millions of us are living skeletal lives.
Skeletal!
Skeletal!
I'm about to fucking end this stream. She's unbelievable.
The right wording, because I was going to say third world country, but that's not true. That's not what I mean. Like second world, like in terms of like we've got the internet access, right? We've got the phones, we've got the food, but millions of us are starving. Millions of us are living skeletal lives. Millions of us
Starving?
are breaking ourselves down to the bone and don't even have enough time to consider mental health care.
Billy,
Millions of
say
us
something.
are suffering in silence. Hey, Curva. And millions of us are
Cosplaying
victim
poverty
to
from her
systemic
pool in Florida.
I
Oh my
feel like it's a
God.
lot of back and forth. Take care of yourself, but yet I can't take off work to take care of myself because of the bills that I have. Or, oh, you need to eat better, but yet organic options are so expensive.
And listen again to Billy being the voice of reason, like saying like, yeah, I'd like to take time off work to take care of myself. But if I take time off work to take care of myself, I can't afford the bills. Like that's real life, Rosie. You could not relate. You haven't worked a proper job since I don't fucking even know when. Omaha. 2021 probably, bitch.
It's a lot of back and forth. Take care of yourself, but yet I can't take off work to take care of myself because of the bills that I have. Or, oh, you need to eat better, but yet organic options are so expensive that the noodles
dude. Ramen's getting expensive at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know.
That's the thing is like you're so accurate in that. Like I'm spending almost $100 a week on just going to a fresh marketplace and buying produce.
Guess who's gonna learn how to garden since piggies are piggying? Real talk.
As you should, girl. As you should.
And I know I can do it because it's actually my dad's family, avid gardeners. They can grow anything. So it's in me. I just gotta figure it out.
And like
I am a little curious or concerned, and I know it's too late now because this was 2023, but I do wonder about Billy's pigs. It seems like Billy actually is raising pigs in I don't know where, but I'm concerned that she's got pigs that she's raising because those motherfuckers get huge and they eat a lot, and if you can barely afford food so badly that you're going to start gardening, that's concerning. I hope the pigs are okay. I hope they're not for food. I hope they're not for food. I'm not trying to be like stereotyping fat people as like they're just raising the pigs to eat them. I hope they're pets. I hope they're pets.
at the end of the day, I think, you know, being raised in the 90s and being raised, I don't know what your experience with dieting was before the age of 18, but like I was on Atkins by the age of 12. I'd already tried like Weight Watchers and other things by that point.
Atkins trauma.
And like just having that constant like restrict and binge cycles because of just like not being allowed, like other people trying to control me.
I'm glad that glitched.
And there are some aspects around that part of the trauma that are very hard, and I don't talk about those
More
parts
trauma
about when I finally told people at the age of 18. But you know, I was quite literally stuffing down the pain.
You still do.
I had such deep like pain and sorrow that a child shouldn't understand. I mean, I didn't understand, but shouldn't experience either.
I had friends. I didn't mean to. I had friends at school, but food was my friend at home.
Food was also consistent until it wasn't. But
hold on, food was consistent until it wasn't. When wasn't it?
But shouldn't experience either.
I had friends. I didn't mean to. I had friends at school, but food was my friend at home.
Food was also consistent until it wasn't, but that's the other thing.
Oh, she's talking about her ANA.
Yeah, food is a friend. Yeah, I think that's how I used to talk about it a lot when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I was so lonely and like so just neglected emotionally. And
Rosie, you've always had everybody coddling you, and you've always had a fucking full tummy. Shut the fuck up. Some of us have not been coddled, and some of us have not had a full tummy at all times. You have never gone a day without a fucking meal in your belly. The time that you said that you were struggling with chronic houselessness, you didn't go a day without a fucking roof over your head. Somebody paid for a hotel room for you the first night, and then you got into that camper van. You've never had houselessness. I wish that you would stop saying that you were dealing with that, because you weren't. You always had a roof over your head, and you always had food in your belly. When you were living in that camper van, you could still afford fucking takeaway food. Mm-hmm. And hey, Chris. Chris, kiss. She's never been neglected in her life.
in other ways, but emotionally for sure. And it's hard when you like need to talk about those things and you want to talk about them. My hair is actually pretty long. It's in a bun.
Taylor says, with her parents being Mormons and preppers, they absolutely always had food in the house. I mean, look at it now. I'm sure it was the same way. Yes, girl, they had stored, like there's still stuff in Rosie's house now that was prepped and stored from when her grandma was living there. There was stuff her grandparents kept. I mean, worst case scenario, they had like ready to go, like dry mashed potatoes. They had like all of that prep stockpiled food from when her grandma was there. She's never had a day without food, and she's never had a day without a bed. She's never had a day without being fucking coddled. I can 100% guarantee it. Hey, lover of kitties.
Fun clip right now. But basically, I'm sorry, what was I saying? I had an ADHD moment.
Girl, it slipped me too. You know, the older I get, like I said, with my situation, I realize now that my parents did the best that they could.
And I believe that too.
I mean, my mom, like, and I told her, I said, you're a good daughter. I said, you were getting up in the middle of the night, working a full-time job, plus having to deal with an 8-year-old child to try to save your mother. I'm sorry it wasn't good enough. I'm sorry. And I said, it's not that it wasn't good enough.
Oh, this is like heavy. But guys, I might be quiet for a couple of minutes here because I'm just going to go into the kitchen and feed the dog and the cat. So if you guys don't hear me butting in, that's why. But we are still getting the receipt up and out. So here we go.
I'm sorry that what you were doing to try to, prolong her life, she didn't think it was good enough.
It was never her responsibility. So that's the bottom line. It was never her responsibility.
But she just, she was just, and I understand. I don't understand, but I understand she just couldn't be the same again.
And that's the thing is like,
it's like shit. I have this kid to take care of, but
coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like in the past, like at some point, the realization of how it impacted you should have hit harder, and like coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know what I mean? And that's just the bottom line of it. Like from the perspective of her being a parent and your well-being. Mm-hmm. One of the things is like, yes, what happened with my mom was hard, but within a year, my mom figured it out. And I mean, Christmas was never the same. Mm-hmm. Never. For the rest of my life as a kid. Like from that point on, Christmas just frankly like didn't really happen. Like I remember that first Christmas was rough. And my granny ran Christmas. That woman, she knew how to make a Christmas. And actually, I remember the first time we had a real Christmas was my niece was born December 19th of 2013. So the little baby, she's a little baby that I had her all over my Instagram story. Well, not her face, but like her little voice. Mm-hmm. We call her Casey. And she likes to go by Cat now. I forget that. I still call her Casey. She's probably never gonna get away from that when it comes to me. But she likes to go by Cat with a K. And
hey, Miss Cat.
I should show you a baby picture of her sometime. Mm-hmm. She's just so fucking cute. Oh my god, she's the cutest. But she came home from the hospital like Christmas Eve, I think, or like the day before Christmas Eve. And that was the first real Christmas we had had. My granny passed in 2007, if I remember right. That sounds right. And so however many years that is, 5, 6 years, we just didn't have real Christmas. I think at some point we tried. It just didn't hit. And we all knew it, but especially like it kind of at certain points, it's like at the end of the day, it was just like my mom was kind of the one, I guess, that had the responsibility of the Christmas spirit. And so like some years were better than others, just kind of depending on where she was at with it all. And I use the word responsibility, like I'm not sure if that's the right one, but like I guess maybe it's kind of the way we figured it to be. But also at the time, I mean, he was the adult, and my dad the type to host a Christmas. So
thank you, Sunny, for the uncle alert. I'm just in the kitchen feeding the pets. I appreciate you, girl. Christmas trauma.
I just, like I said, I'm working through it. I'm But you know, the lasting effects are still there. Like I waited for her to come back, and when she did come back, I was like I said,
then you had resentment.
Rosie has so little awareness. She has awareness of herself, right? Hang on, let me turn off the radio. She has awareness of herself. She's very self-aware, but she's not aware of like the things going on around her. Like, I actually can't believe that she's talking about like the fact that her grandma died and her mom struggled to enjoy Christmas in the same way. By the way, Rosie, that happens to a lot of people when they lose family members. Christmas is not the same ever again. Like for me, it's not the fucking same. I don't care about Christmas anymore. Like I really don't. The only reason I've started caring again is because I now have nephews, nieces. That's it. That's most people as you grow up. But like the fact that Rosie doesn't understand that there are some fucking people that have never had a fucking Christmas in their life, or they have never had a Christmas without seeing their parents beating each other. They've never had a pleasant fucking Christmas. And she's like, well, you know, I didn't get like coddled and presents and it wasn't the same. It wasn't the Christmas spirit. Bitch. She just has no fucking awareness of like how things are in the world. A lot of people don't have fucking Christmas, Rosie.
Because you didn't
at all
feel chosen.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I mean, you didn't. I said you didn't get it together for me. I said my feelings of abandonment are a feeling of not mattering at all. I said it started at home. I said you showed me, and I said not that it was your intention, but that's how I viewed the world. Like, oh, I don't matter. Like,
I had the dynamic of siblings, and basically being like the black sheep.
mm-hmm.
So
thank you, Moo, for the uncler. I appreciate you.
That on the internet for several reasons.
Oh god, no. I got more issues in Vogue. I feel you. I do. I feel you. I do.
Same, Bessie. Oh shit.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like Rosie is just really, really spoiled. She's just really, really spoiled. Her thinking that just because it wasn't like a jolly everybody singing around the kitchen and making a big old turkey, that it's not like a celebration. Like, I think she's really spoiled. I think she had a really fucking sheltered and protected and spoiled upbringing. And I think like maybe for that 1 year, her mother decided, I'm not making a turkey. I'm not celebrating. My mother just died. And Rosie's like, trauma. I'm traumatized by that.
Oh,
that was funny.
And of course, and I'm big. Oh god.
Yeah. Oh, we also get the fat trauma. You know what I'm saying? Not shit.
I'm big and I like myself, and it makes people uncomfortable.
This is why we're friends.
Like, you know, when you get that friend request or whatever on a social media app, and it's like, oh, I know you've heard about me. Totally my life yesterday. Somebody sent me a friend request on Facebook that they're like, I just knew, oh, someone's told you something because here you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think I saw the vague book post about that.
Yeah, because girl, it's somebody from my job.
Oh shit, fuck that. And yeah, so earlier, like I mentioned, like I said, I don't know how like dieting was for you and stuff. I'm really thankful. My mom was never like maliciously fat phobic to me, but she had her own views and things that impacted me, and like, you know, the doctors were focused on my weight and not my problems, like otherwise. And so, like being on Atkins at the age of
Oh, really? Oh, really? Here comes the fucking Atkins trauma, girl. We are hearing here about generational trauma, multiple generations passing away. And Rosie's like, yeah, so like my mom made me do Atkins. Girl, I was going to fucking Weight Watchers with my grandma when I was 12 and I was ANA.
And things that impacted me, and like, you know, the doctors were focused on my weight and not my problems, like otherwise. And so, like being on Atkins at the age of 12 really fucked me up. It did. To this day, if I eat whey protein and I can taste it, like I get triggered as shit. I can't do it. Like whey protein specifically, I can't fucking do it. Cause like I was doing all that in the early 2000s, so it was all like that super processed, like vapid garbage food that was like, you know, like the 100-cal cookie packs and like the like protein bars, and
Poor Rosie, the 500-pound child, was put on Atkins.
like all like the
What
fake
did you
food that was
expect?
marketed as like health food. with like all those like fake chemicals and shit. Like kids shouldn't be eating that shit, and we know that now. And I will never know how much that impacted my psyche.
Like it was the 90s. Most of our parents and grandparents were very much into like the Weight Watchers, the Jenny Craig, the Atkins. It was the 90s, girl. It was the 90s. Most people were into that shit.
My physical issues, like all these health issues that I'm dealing with in terms of like.
And yes, Built bars are full of whey protein, you dumb idiot.
My joints and like connective tissues, like, because at the end of the day, like I was eating that instead of foods that were good for me. So like during my most formative years, I was not getting proper nutrients. So I'm just.
But you were still 500 pounds by the time you were 18. No. Well, yeah, at least. She was 500 pounds by the time she was 18, if not younger. So please miss me with that. I wasn't nourished, bitch. Overfed and undernourished.
Just, that's why I'm like so anti-diet.
So my mom is plus size, and they were never hard on me about weight stuff. But now, me being comfortable in my skin the way that I am,
do they act almost threatened by it?
well, like my mom, she's, I would say, typical plus size person of the past, where everything's covered, you don't show skin like that.
Yeah.
So I'm questioned a lot about my outfits. Are you going to wear that
my mom
outside?
finally stopped. I drew enough boundaries about it. She no longer does that to me, but yeah, I feel that.
She's like, are you going to wear that out? Are you actually going to wear that out of the house? Like questions like that. And I finally had to tell her, like, this is a different day.
Yeah.
And I'm decades younger than, I hate to do that. I'm decades younger than you, like mom. And don't you?
My mom got sick of my mouth about it, I think, because eventually I just stopped giving a shit. And I was just like, this is what I'm like, stop. Like, we're not doing this, you know? But my mom is pretty big on respect. So like, as am I, if you haven't noticed, when I feel disrespected, certain bitches. Sorry. I never bring that up again. But my point is, when I'm disrespected, I go full throttle. And so I get that from my mom. Heavily. And so, you know, when it comes to that shit, I just.
Lisa, I'm really sorry. Lisa says, I grew up poor. I would mix all the sauces in the cupboard together and eat it with a spoon when I was hungry. Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of people experience that, and it's not fucking fair. And to have someone like Rosie acting like she's fucking underprivileged and struggling and neglected when she was put on the fucking expensive Atkins diet, bitch, shut the fuck up. Hypocrite bitch.
I don't take disrespect. And the bottom line is, I think my mom and I, in a lot of ways, have very different views on what is respect. And I actually think, because like my mom is like pro-capitalism, you know, like, and as are most of her generation, because they were raised to view it as freedom, which is fucking ironic as fuck. But you know,
I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm in the kitchen and I keep interrupting, but when she says her mom is pro-capitalism, what do you guys think she means by that? Because I don't see her mom shopping on Amazon. I don't see her mom doing shit like what Rosie does, shopping on TikTok Shop, going on Temu. Does she mean like her mom had a fucking job? Does having a job mean you're pro-capitalism, or you just have to work to survive? Because what the fuck do you mean your mom is pro-capitalism, bitch?
You know, they really do, like especially just the boomer generation overall. So yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought because I'm getting tired. But you know, I started out this live with the intention of like, I'm just gonna dance on my pool for a little bit, and then we ended up in a really deep discussion about trauma and capitalism. Oh, I had a little bit of education in there. You know what I'm saying? I may probably end this live here soon just so I can save it, because I honestly feel really good about this conversation. Are you cool with me like, tagging you in it?
Yeah, that's cool.
Collaborating and all that. Cool.
Yeah.
Because like I know you're talking about some heavy shit, so I just wanted to know if you wanted to be.
Oh, you know, I am open about that, about my situation. You know,
lit. But yeah, I just think, I hope if people like watch the playback and get this far, that they got some good insight out of it. Because I really feel like this conversation was fucking dope, frankly. Like, not in like a big dude way, but in a like deeper way.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
One thing I can say is that Rosie has never been neglected emotionally. Her mother went and got a fucking psychology degree just to try to help Rosie. Rosie has never been neglected when it comes to food. Rosie has always had food in her belly, food on her plate, a bed to sleep in. She has never been left on the fucking street. She's never faced actual hardship. Fuck this bitch for acting like she has.
I don't know why, like recently, like the past month or two, I've really been like using those like these like dated slang terms. And I'm not gonna stop. It's just who I am.
Never ever faced food scarcity in her fucking life, and it shows.
Girl, they played Big Green Tractor at my prom, if that tells you anything.
I didn't even go to my prom.
Really?
Yeah. Money. I was bullied a lot. In fact, I was nominated. I don't remember if I was nominated for Homecoming Queen or Prom Queen as an orchestrated joke. I haven't thought about that in years. Yeah, I was nominated, and like when my name was read, my jaw dropped and like the room left.
People are so terrible, but you know what?
But wait, so she was nominated for prom queen, but she wasn't actually there, and they did it as a joke. Do you know, like, I'm pretty sure at my school, there was somebody that was like really bullied, and that we, like, you know, people had been mean to throughout the year, and that person got nominated in like genuine, like, we're sorry type of vibe.
You know what? Look at you now, 80,000 people.
Hold on, I'm just gonna dance to that. Okay, sorry, I just had to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like,
like honestly though, like I'm literally about to get a paid interview for an international established magazine.
So
them bitches really were hating on me.
And you have the last laugh. And I feel you on that, girl. People that didn't fool with me like that, oh, now they all up under me now. Like, oh, Billy, you know my real name is, but oh, I always believed it. Yeah, you just see it working now. That's all that's wrong, honey. But I will say this: when I was getting my hair done the other day, or not the other day, but last month when I got it done, there's this girl. She's an apprentice at my hairstylist salon, and it's her senior prom. She's doing her senior prom. I said, "Are you going to your prom, or what are you wearing?" She said, "Oh, I'm not going." I said, "Girl, you will regret not going to your prom, even if you go and just eat a couple chicken tenders and leave."
You know what? I don't regret not going. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'm not saying that that's for sure for her or whatever, but for me, I don't regret going because I would have had a miserable time. And in 2019, I did get the chance. I did get. Hi guys. Hey both of you. Hey, both of you are welcome to come up if you want to. We've been having an in-depth. Well, actually, I might start a new live. Because I want to save this real quick. Yeah, we just had a really deep conversation about trauma for a couple hours. Pretty lit.
Right.
But yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, so I was saying I don't regret not going to my prom because I would have had a miserable time. And when I went to homecoming, it was rough for me because I got laughed at so my high school crush like actually danced with me. I don't remember if I asked him or what happened. We were just friends, but it was like one of those things where like, I mean, in the moment I was actually really happy about it, but it was just like that was
okay. Couple things. You didn't finish school, so how did you go to any of these things? Just to be honest. But also, secondly, she talks about her high school crush, like, oh, we were just friends. Girl had to go to therapy to get over her high school crush. She was still getting over that crush when she was in fucking Omaha. She said it took 5 years. She had to go to therapy and do like a whole burning of the whatever, like mementos session with her therapist to get over this fucking crush that didn't fucking know who the fuck she was. Psycho.
That was a stressful day for me overall. And so I got the chance to do an adult prom, so I don't regret it. My answer might have been different before I got to do the adult prom, but the adult prom was lit as hell because it was a BBW event.
Okay. Well, no, I would totally respect that. She did tell me that she's glad that she went because she actually
good.
I seen her recently, the girl. I said, I'm glad you went. I said, because her and her dress was beautiful and everything. I said, I just felt like she needed to go, and I'm glad she took my advice and went.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all be with y'all's numbers in the comments. I
just no offense. I just think it's the dumbest shit. Don't do that. It's so bad. Don't ever put your number on the fucking public internet. Ever. As someone who's had their phone number cloned, don't share your phone number with anyone unless you fucking fuck with them heavily. Shit's rough, man. I trusted some dude, gave him my phone number a little too early on in the process. Motherfucker cloned my phone number and like tried to hack my life. He spied on me through my camera. Don't give out your phone number. Don't dox yourself.
Period.
It doesn't matter if they're crossed from the waters or not. It's still fucking, because people, Americans do it too. I've seen it in my comments. I'm constantly deleting phone numbers out of my comments.
Oh my God. I didn't realize that I could just give my phone number to somebody and they could clone it and hack my life. Crazy.
Shit. All right. I think I'm gonna actually end this. Do you want to like go back live or do you want to go like do something else?
I was gonna start. I only get an hour, but
okay.
I might.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut this now so I can save it because this could end any minute, and
Okay.
if it does, it won't let me save it.
Okay.
I think I might be getting out of here soon anyway. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a couple dance videos before I get out.
Okay.
But I just want to thank everybody who's still hanging out in here. I saw a few of you have been in here almost the entire time, which like fucking y'all are dope. Yeah, and if you're watching the playback and you're here at the end, fuck yeah. And Billy, we'll talk soon. All right, bye guys.
I'm just having a look to see if she did another one after this. If you guys wanted to watch it, we could. I think, hang on. Nope, this is a different day. This one here is a different day, May 27. So I think we might end it there because that one here was May 24. We've got May 27 up next. And I think we'll watch that. If Rosie stays away for a little bit, we can watch that one next time. It's this. Whoa. Yeah, I think we're going to skip this. Guys, as much as I love you. Hey, Millie! Stop! Guys, I put the cat food down and she started eating the cat food from the fucking bench. No, you're so greedy. Oh my God. I put the cat food, like there's a little table outside the cat's area, and Millie just went and started eating it. Greedy bitch. I was like, what's that noise? And it's Millie with her face, like, I don't know, she's like craning her neck to eat the fucking food off the table. Sorry, guys. Her greed is sickening. I know. And now the thing is, guys, I wouldn't even be mad, but the thing is, like, I'm supposed to be keeping her diet really like controlled at the moment. And she's not, like, they even said to me, don't give her peanut butter with her medicine because we really need to keep a track of like what she's eating. And I'm like, well, now she ate some kangaroo and some beef and liver. Like, great. That's not what we needed. She's supposed to be having just like boiled chicken and slowly reintroduced it. Now she's looking at me so guilty. She's looking at me like, I see you holding that. I see you holding that. Can I have it? Anyway, at least we know she's not feeling sick anymore. But girl, you're supposed to be eating a controlled diet at the moment so we can get your fucking guts back in order. Oh my God. Anyways. Yeah, my cat gets like kangaroo. Like, I'm trying to make my cat like be not an obese whale. So he gets like very lean, like kangaroo meat. And then he gets like a little bit of the junk food on the side, which is like the beef and liver. And Millie's like, I will have all of that. Thank you very much. She's beezing. Anyway, guys, I am going to hop off, go feed the cat, whatever's left of this. Thank you, Millie. Don't worry, the cat is not going to starve. He's obese and she only managed to get like a little bit of the kangaroo. It's fine. And then tomorrow we will stream. I don't know if Rosie's going to stream or not. She's really not updating us, which I don't mind because I have editing to do anyway, but let me just see. If there's anything new on her page. Nothing scheduled. No new post. Yeah, I guess we just wait and see. Guys, obviously, if she comes live, we will snipe. You know that. But aside from that, if she doesn't, we will come on and maybe do a little bit more of this tomorrow. I know it was torture, but also fucking tea. Like, we got her saying a lot of shit that, like, we can now check against stuff that she's saying current day. What else? I'm procrastinating with my editing. And yeah, I don't know. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my chat. Thank you to everybody who gifted. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. I appreciate you guys so much. And I appreciate the replay crew because you know they're going to be clocking her fucking tea in the comments with timestamps. Love that. And I will see you guys probably sometime tomorrow. All right. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day or have a good night. Sorry for screaming in your ear when Millie was eating the cat food. Girl, you're not getting this. It's not yours. All right. Love you guys. Have a good night. Have a good day. And I will see you very, very soon. I promise. Bye, guys. Mwah. Wait, outro. Outro. The fart. Let's go. Outro.
I'm going on the walk.
Can y'all see or hear me? Hello?
This is really promising. This feels really promising. Okay. Shit. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay. Oh my god, no. Oh my god. I feel really big. Like I have big feelings. I've just kind of always been that way. She's a gross person. The shit that she says and does, that she's a nasty human being. And it's just like, I just sit here and I'm just like, I have to figure out how to let it go completely and not acknowledge it even to the level that I'm doing right now in this moment.
It's like, for me in Girl World, I've reached a point where, like, the other day I was thinking about this. I don't know if anyone else has ever said this before. If they have, credit to them. But Girl World is kind of like Hotel California. Like, you can check out whenever you feel like, but you can never leave. And